Ladies and gentlemen, episode number 639. We're live here on Twitch TV, and boy, do we have a fire-hot show today. I got a bunch of villains on the broadcast booth already. I almost started the broadcast laughing my ass off because
Jack always shits his dick. Jack always shits his dick is when he fucking broadcast booth.
Because Oni was just mentioning the fact that he thinks that Luke needs to paint the shrine. So, you know, that's going to become a discussion now. Because what color is the shrine to begin with? I mean, is it? Do you have it all decked out in like gold, red carpeting around the shrine? Like, how does that work? And what color would you paint it? Not the carpet, but the walls. If you were going to paint the shrine. Oni, what do you envision it as? If you were to see Luke painting the shrine, what do you think he would paint it?
Not sure. Maybe a dark blue with some paint.
A dark blue.
Well, I'm trying to think of like the colors of her attire.
Oh yes, that makes sense.
Maybe throw in some brown.
Get some British colors going on there, just like the Gooner. I want to see pictures of the shrine. I would like to see what the shrine looks like. The largest shrine to Mickey James the world has ever seen. Alright, let's see here. I'm trying to turn on my dashboard. For some reason it's not turning. Oh, there we go. I mean, what color is the shrine, Luke? Is what we're is it British colors? Is it like a blue and white? Maybe some red splashed in there? Okay, there we go. Got it working. I don't know, for some reason, the Twitch app was giving me a bit of a rough go there. It did not want to work. But there we go. Got it working now. What's going on, Jack? Tucktail and ran from the broadcast booth, but he's in the chat room. Hey, that's a cool emote. Where'd you get that emote? I like that emote.
The Vault Boy?
Yeah. I don't think I've seen you use that before.
My friend Stephanie made it for me a long-ass time ago.
Very cool.
That's supposed to be the Fallout Vault Boy version of a Pog emote.
Oh, okay. That's pretty neat. I just haven't seen you use it before, so it's cool. I like that. That's cool too.
There's my Skyrim Kappa.
That's cool too. Luke's throwing down some emotes.
I don't have any animated emotes.
Jax is, of course, a cat blowing kisses.
Yeah.
Spreading the love. It's all lies. He hates us all.
That's Cal L of Awesome. He bought that.
Who is it?
It's Cal L of Awesome.
Oh, okay.
Must have heard of him before.
All right. So, we were also having a different conversation. Of course, you know, there's rumors Vince, of course, wants to buy WWE back from TKO. I personally think that's never happening. I think it's very unlikely that happens for a multitude of reasons, but I personally think Vince will just probably create his... I mean, if he wants to be back in the wrestling business, he'll just create his own. He's already got a new company designed for sports, entertainment, etc. So, I mean, he's already got an avenue, you know, in the process of being paved, if you will. So, but I mean, Vince buying back WWE, I'm sure there's some people that would like to see that happen, but I think it's very unlikely that happens.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
He does have about 8 million in shares left in the company.
How long is he going to be around, or he's like 80 odd, isn't he?
His last shares that he sold gave him about $1.5 billion, and he's got about 8 million left. So I mean, I don't even he wouldn't even have enough money to purchase back WWE because it's risen. Like it's worth more now. It's valued at a higher cost now than when he initially sold it, even. So, but I mean, I don't think it would do the wrestling business any credit to get, because here's the thing: Vince was in the process of ruining WWE anyways. It's great he's the one that paved the way for everybody, so to speak. I mean, he's the really brought the wrestling business globally and brought it into people's homes and to different towns. You know, he did all that in a way that nobody had ever done before, and what he did with the business was remarkable. But after a certain point, he was so far out of touch with his fan base and with what people actually wanted to see. I mean, it was bad for a long time. It was really bad, and he was the reason why it was bad. So I don't know why anybody would actually want that back. What, just to say the McMahons are in control of the company again? Like, what would the reasoning be? I don't know. I think the business is better now and going in way better directions now. Because Vince, listen, if Vince was around still, the whole deal with TNA would never have happened. They wouldn't be working, you know, with other independent promotions like they are now. If Vince was, none of that would happen because Vince didn't believe in that. You know, it was even though he secretly worked behind the scenes with like New Japan for years, you know, and he got talent from it, but he didn't openly or specifically even on TV, for that matter, work with other promotions. He didn't acknowledge them. You know, the WWF
yes and no.
And the WWE was the only existence. But
may I say something?
Sure.
ECW did make an appearance on WWF television way before the Invasion angle.
Yeah, it did. It did, but...
And he did work with ECW a little bit, but never really like...
I mean, he owned it. He was secretly funding Paul the entire time before he finally bought it out completely.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So,
okay, then.
But even then, when you think about it, until he decided to revive ECW, though, again, he never really made mention of them either, which was weird. But yeah, he never liked to give credit to other promotions. He didn't talk about, you know, champions in other promotions or bring those champions over to his show, and you know what I mean. The things they're doing now are far more entertaining. It's really revived wrestling, if you will. You're seeing who the best wrestlers in the world around, you know, and even with the AEW, WWE, I guess you could, I don't know if you'd call it a war or not, because that's not a very close battle.
That's not a war, though.
No. But
that's a fucking soft war if it's a war, I'll tell you that. Fucking hell. Because it ain't a war, man.
But at least they acknowledge AEW now, and they'll acknowledge Tony Khan. You know, that didn't happen before, and even though they're not working with them, just acknowledge them. You know, that's something. And you know, because AEW, as you know, bad as their show can be sometimes, they have a filthy amount of talent down there. It is crazy, and I don't want to see them go out of business. I want to see them get better. I want to see Tony Khan finally get some help and stop trying to do things himself and stay the hell off social media and things that hurt. I mean, AEW's having a hard time getting a new audience. They're having a hard time maintaining the ones they have.
The reason, though, why I think is that it's not like
it is him.
Promotion, like,
he doesn't know what he's doing, and the sad thing is we've talked about this before, but he's had people there that could have helped, but he didn't utilize them in such manners. You know, he just had them there basically to keep them out of WWE. I think is mostly what he was doing, because they
need to stop being this indie promotion as well. It's indie fed. It's like
yeah, but like they have all kinds of talent and all kinds of potential, and it would be nice to see AEW on the rise, just like, you know, TNA has been revived. Now that's mostly due because
TNA can be indie, but they do different things as well. AEW could still have a bit of indie in it, but also mix it up and make it seem like a legitimate big promotion. They're doing stupid things, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Yo, Demon, what's going on? I see you. Ace Haunter's in the house. I see you too. What's going on, guys? You might hear a tiny voice beside me from time to time because my daughter's here, and she's never really sat and been through an entire show and seen what I do when we're live here on Twitch. So, you know, I told her she could check it out if she wants. So she's beside me. She may have some things to say. She likes the girls wrestling, of course. Not too hot on the men's wrestling. She's not old enough for that yet, and that's okay with me. but she likes the girls wrestling. Not at the moment you can't, but you can at some point. Because I'm still talking. Because I'm talking to people. But anyways, yeah, I think that I think wrestling, it's a real great time to be a wrestling fan right now. Like, there's a lot of great things happening. But I would like to see AEW pull their socks up in some manner, because
I would just like to see it be a bit better than what it is, because it's just a bit of a disappointment. I don't think it's awful, but like it's just like you're not going to compete with WWE being an indie fan. It's just like it's the person that runs it.
They put on really good pay-per-views. They're very good at that. I think what they need to do is not have, first of all, not to have as many shows when they can barely run one. So there's that.
He doesn't need about 15 matches on a pay-per-view, though.
And he should consider selling ROH to somebody. He should consider selling ROH to somebody that can properly run that and bring some dignity back to it, because that was a great promotion and it's being run into the ground, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Oni fell asleep. Somebody clip that. We gotta clip that, because then we got a Oni and we got a Christian Cool snoring. That is fantastic. But yeah, it'd be great to see AEW doing more consistently good shows, and I think that the only way to do that is that Tony Khan needs to finally admit that he needs some help with the booking, and stop having active wrestlers as part of your behind the scene. You know what I mean? There should be no active wrestlers that are the EVPs. You know what I mean? That just shouldn't be a thing. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But especially when they're going to book themselves in championship matches and other things like of that nature. So, and by the way, they haven't done anything good for the booking, so there's that too. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, we do have a fantastic show today, starting with the Tone Setter, which is of course going to be an elimination royale for the Men's Legends Championship. Main event of the day is an absolute banger. It's going to be absolute fire, not to mention it is the great B. Jackson challenging January Ultraviolet for the Women's Legends Championship. It is a last woman standing match. They have a lot of history. We'll discuss that later. Because we could talk about that in the whole show. They've done so much. But we'll talk about and touch base on that later. But that's going to be one hell of a main event. The history alone, whether they were allies or they were foes, it's just a very rich history. And there's such talent coming into our main event tonight that it's absolutely crazy. So, but fantastic matches tonight. We got 4 championships on the line, 9 matches total as usual. So we may as well get things started right now with our first matchup of the day. It is an elimination royale for the Men's Legends Championship. We got the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. We got Ravishing Rick Rude. From Team Joe Link, we've got the Phenom Joe Lincoln. The one Elijah Archer, who has not been Legends Champion in a hot minute, and a Stone Cold Steve Austin. They are all, of course, challenging the Wolfman, Alan Severn from Team Glenola. So it's going to be one hell of a matchup. That's how we're starting the show. We may as well get things kicked off right now. And are you clipping that, Luke? We need to clip the snoring. Are you able? Can you? Yeah, clip it. Can you hear it?
Is he actually asleep?
Yeah, he's snoring.
He's snoring.
Can you clip it? Do you know how to clip from your end?
Yeah.
We got to do that. You should do that. You should clip the snoring. We need to have that. That is something
tell somebody to clip it.
Somebody clip that. I don't care who does it. Somebody clip it. Ace, Moon, Demon, I don't care which one. Somebody clip it. It's got to be done. You're excited?
It's my first time doing it.
It's your first time on street. Yeah,
click or you snoring on street.
If you would like to. I mean, we're talking about it live anyways, and I'm hopefully having somebody clip that. I getting Warpath back running Tuesday night. Nice, Demon. But yeah, Ace or Moon or somebody, if you're able to clip that, that would be fantastic. But here we go. Tone Setter of the day, Elimination Royale for the Men's Legends Championship. Let's get things rocking and rolling. Time to turn and burn. It is. All right. Did anybody get that? Did anybody clip that? Is it clipped? Moon Raider has transformed into a walrus. And he is Christian Hart today.
I think Moon Raider clipped it, I think.
Who did?
Moon Raider clipped it. Clipped on his start, I think.
I'm not sure. Did he answer? I don't even know.
I'm pretty sure we're going to wait.
Moon, are you still on the broadcast? Did you clip that?
No, I haven't yet.
How dare you?
I think, well, on a mobile phone, I think you just click the screen and then the clip button, I think. But I don't know if you're on a PC or whatever. I'm not sure how you do it on there. I've never done it on there. Demon says, I don't know how. Apparently Ace doesn't either. Hold on one sec.
Because I want to watch. So I can watch.
Alright, anyways, here we go. First match of the day. It's time to turn and burn and hopefully get Oni clipped snoring on the broadcast booth. But here we go. You're too young to have your own Twitch.
You said I could.
No, I did not. I said you could be on the broadcast with me. I didn't say anything about having your own. Don't put words in my mouth. I don't like that. Thank you very much.
The Wrestling Alliance Heritage Championship.
Look at that. He's starting.
He is. He's going right at it. I'm going to try and clip it. Hold on. That's what I've been trying to figure out here. Here we go. I'm just adding a title for it.
Looks like Michaels is brimming with confidence, as usual. Sean's an extraordinary competitor, and he knows it. He is the axis WWE spins on for a reason.
I forget how many seconds it covers, but I'm sure we'll at least get it.
The world doesn't actually revolve.
It's rendering a clip right now. This is the first time since Christian Cool.
You are looking at one of the greatest of all time.
There, I think I got it. Can you see that in the chat? I just pasted the link for it. It popped up so that you can view it. Nice. That's a very young-looking Shawn Michaels. Ravishing Recruit. I always loved Ravishing Recruit. That guy was like way ahead of his time. He just like Jake the Snake Roberts. He was, of course, a bodybuilder turned wrestler, but he was so good and fantastic on the microphone. Great technically. And he was a believable tough guy too. Like you believed that if he punched you in your mouth, you might get knocked out.
Jake the Snake Roberts was excellent.
Oh yeah, Jake was awesome. Awesome.
Oh, good, he never won the World Championship, did he? Though?
No, that was basically due to his demons, though. Unfortunately.
Yeah, because he had a problem with drinking and that.
Unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, I am pumped for this guy.
You know, if he didn't have his demons, he definitely would have been a world champion. Give me 1 second.
From the edge of reality, weighing in at 228 pounds,
Okay, sorry about that. My dog came in randomly. Yeah, I thought maybe she was trying to tell me something, but I guess I was wrong.
You're right, Michael. And judging from the response on social media heading into this match, we're likely to see.
Do you want to hear Oni snoring?
Here tonight.
Luke and Moonrader are on there too, but they're not sleeping.
Okay, he's loud, brother.
He's got a good chance of becoming the new
Can you hear him snoring?
in the WWE universe he's buzzing about.
You can say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Luke is on there. Don't touch the mic. Moonrader's on there.
Hold on, you get my hair out of the way.
And then there's people in the chat room. You gotta be careful. You don't want to pull it out.
Hi.
Hello.
And then
Here we
look
go,
at
guys.
there's people in the chat room too.
Okay.
Oni Shinobi's in the chat room.
Representing the Wolfpack.
Demons in the chat room.
Weighing in
Ace Haunter's in the chat room.
Why does he snore so loud?
He was tired. He had a long day. He was up early, and then he had some supper and got tired. Don't know what the heck that is.
Here we go, gentlemen. Huge title match coming up.
And a huge opportunity for the champ to prove to everyone that there truly is none better in all of WWE right now.
Did Luke say hi to you?
I don't know which one's Luke.
Luke sounds British.
Hello.
Actually, they both sound British.
Hello.
They
That
both
was no help.
sound British. That doesn't help.
Luke has a louder voice than Moon.
Yeah, I do.
You say yeah, I do.
That's Glenola's wrestler there. Remember Glenola? He plays like the Red Dead Redemption and
Can they bring
he
LeBron
played
James in
Minecraft
the
too,
game?
but LeBron James, I don't know. They don't. He doesn't play Fortnite. This is not basketball.
We
so I
are
hope not.
about to see something good.
Well, I know this isn't
Don't
bad.
touch the microphone
Why?
because it picked. Hey, Strife.
Which one's? Does Strife have a mic?
No. Well, he probably does, but you won't hear him. He's only in the chat room. But we always say hi to everybody. Leave your hands away from the microphone, please. I don't want to keep talking to you about silly things like that, please.
After, can I make a character?
After the show.
After the show?
After the matches you win.
Okay.
That's Daddy's wrestler there.
That's your wrestler?
Yeah.
Is he a good fighter?
He's pretty good. He loses.
It looks like you.
But, yeah, he does, doesn't he? He's doing well this season, but usually he loses more than he wins. But that's okay.
My ear's itchy, hold on.
What?
My ear was itchy.
and representing the coalition from Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Elijah
weighing in at
Archer? Is that one you?
260 pounds.
Yep.
The
It looks like you, Dad. What did you do to it?
champion,
Just the way I made him.
Elijah Park.
Does it look like that? Does it look like it?
Submission
Byron, as the
champion.
title
Means you
will
have
be
to
on the line here.
You're right, Michael.
Wait.
Somebody in
Judging
submission
from the
to win.
response on
Wait,
social media
what did you say?
heading into this match, we're likely to see a new champ crowned here tonight.
What did you say?
Does it look like that?
Stop
Does it
playing
look
with
like
the
him?
microphone, please. You don't have to move it. They can hear you.
I can't hear him.
Hear who?
Does it look like? Does it look like your dad?
Yeah. Is he actually British or something? Is he?
Yeah, they're from
Yes,
the
I'm British. I'm from England.
UK. I have a lot of friends from there. Some from Germany. I got Denmark all over that I've met while I was on Twitch. Some from Canada.
He does sound British.
Because he is.
I can sound British.
Can you?
Yeah.
You know who Luke's favorite wrestler is?
Who?
It's a girl wrestler, Mickie James.
Mickie James.
Yep.
Yes.
Tony Shinobi says, "How dare British people sound British?" I know, right?
I want a bottle of water, mate.
Oh, that was ghastly. How dare you? I almost want to apologize on your behalf.
I want a bottle of water, mate.
This is a man who makes the most of every opportunity.
Yeah, I'm British,
and
mate.
this is his biggest opportunity ever.
Question of the show. Do you have a favorite movie or movie franchise?
What's a movie franchise?
Star Wars.
Like
Star
when
Wars
there's more
for
than
me,
one
I think.
movie. Like, for instance, Star Wars or Harry Potter, they have more than one movie.
It'd
That's
have
a
to
movie
be Star Wars for
franchise.
me.
I can't hear.
Obviously,
Luke is yapping too much.
let's forget about the
Get used to that.
Disney ones even happened. And
Luke, I need to hear my dad. Stop yapping.
Get up.
Good luck with that. Luke doesn't
No,
stop
he
that.
said to get out, kid.
I don't shut up for nobody.
Yeah. Stop touching the mic. That's the last time I'm going to tell you.
At least I don't sound British.
At least you don't sound British. What's wrong with sounding British?
Sounding
Well, I
British
could
is the
barely
way to
hear
go.
him when I was talking to him at the start. First of all.
Time to raise hell and stop a few mud holes. I'll say it since
Hey, kids need a letter. Let's.
Hell yeah.
I'm not learning a lesson.
And from Victoria, Texas, weighing in at 252 pounds, Stone Cold Steve.
Alright, well, let me wear the headset for a bit so I can talk to him for a bit, and then you can wear it again later.
Stone Cold is not
You can,
just
like,
a
watch a video
moniker.
or something.
No, he's got very little regard for his
I want
opponents.
to keep talking to
Austin
him.
just wants to
Talk to
stomp
him again in a
mud
bit.
holes and stun everyone
All
who
right, I'm
stands in
back.
his way.
Figured she could have a little turn to talk to everybody on the broadcast. She's pretty excited. She's never done it before, so. And since we have a bunch of great people in the community, I knew she'd be safe here, so. Yes. I'll in a bit.
Trying not to swear while she was on the headset.
Yeah, all good. I appreciate it. I mean, not like she hasn't heard me do it, but yeah, I get it. I appreciate that.
Although I did do it still. Tried not to, though.
Virgil says, on here for 30 minutes and already has heel heat with Luke. All right, I might have found another mortal I like.
You can pin your opponent anywhere in the building.
What's going on?
I wish I had. Strife said, well, Virgil said, on here for 30 minutes and already has heel heat with Luke.
I mean, Virgil probably clashed a lot of times.
But I think he's talking about you and Saphira. Going back and forth about being British, and you said get out, kid. I wish I had the volume up on the broadcast, like on my dashboard. I could have heard that, but
Place him in the corner here.
that's hilarious.
Hey, I'm not getting mugged off by a kid, say that.
Oh boy. So anyways, yeah, do you guys have a favorite movie or movie franchise, or anybody else in the chat room for that matter? That's the question of the day. If you have a favorite movie or movie franchise, tell us what it is. Let us know. My favorite movie is still Braveheart. I always really liked that movie. I know it's not necessarily historically accurate 100%, but it was such a great movie.
Can I tell them something?
What?
My favorite movie is Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, you just watched it. You know, she's a big Stitch fan. Back to the Future trilogy. That was fantastic. And what's going on, Sniper King? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here.
And the champ doesn't even let the count stop.
Welcome into Wrestle Wars Genesis.
I have a question for you.
What's your question?
What is your favorite video game?
What is their favorite video game? So she wants to know if you guys have a favorite video game, and if you do, what is that game?
And tell me
Well, you can read, if Luke or Moon tell me, I'll tell you, but you can read it here if they say. So Seraph likes Boondog Saints. It's a game you're probably not familiar with, but that's their favorite game. And Sniper King's favorite movie franchise is the Back to the Future trilogy.
Can I go down?
Okay, watch what you're doing there.
No.
Oh, Saphira, what are you doing? Okay, back off, please. And Infinite Oni agrees with Seraph. They like the Boondock Saints too. Ace Honder says for a movie, Deadpool and Wolverine. As for video game, Pokemon. Well, they're still answering. Before you give them 1,000 questions, let them answer the first one.
What would you say Crash Bandicoot is the first game I made out of fire, but...
Swell, how about you? My favorite game has to be Yakuza. Yo, Mufasa, what's going on? Nothing. Hanging out with a bunch of villains. Got a little tiny villain beside me. Already got heel heat with Luke. First time on the broadcast. She's only been here 30 minutes and there's heel heat already. What?
What is their favorite movie character?
Their favorite movie character? Alright. So now she wants to know what your favorite movie character is. So if you have a favorite character from any specific movie. So I guess it doesn't even have to be a favorite movie necessarily, because, you know, it might just be a character that really resonated with you and you happen to like.
What about character from a game?
I think she means from a movie.
Oh, from a movie.
Oni says I'll have a Coke then. Yo, Oni! How was your nap, my friend?
Oh shit, that was your nap.
If you scroll up in chat a little bit, you can probably view the clip of you sawing logs. Ace Hunter's favorite movie character is Ricky Stanicky. Or Stanicki, sorry. Luke, what's your favorite movie character?
Villain, good guy. What we do with that off? Just anything.
Just anything, yeah. Just a character that you thought was cool in a movie. That's a tough one too for me because I like a lot of movies. So to pick any one character, I guess for argument's sakes, I'd go with Luke Skywalker.
I'd go with Darth Vader for, like, you know, Star Wars, like.
Yeah. Oni says it's a Boondock Saints reference. Gotcha. Scar, Mufasa likes Scar from The Lion King.
I don't like you.
Uh-oh. Got heat with Luke. Now she's got heat with Mufasa. She's not a big fan of Scar. Not a big fan of Scar, apparently. Did you hear her? She's like, she's like, but Scar murdered Mufasa. What are you doing? That certainly illustrates the diversity of the word, yes. Yo, Hitman, what's going on? Welcome in. Welcome to the villainy. Actually, I guess there's not really an overly lot of villainy per se going on. That's because Glenola's not here. Maybe we should be live more often when Glenn's live, because, you know, see how quiet it's been? Other than you and Saphira, you know, going back and forth, dominating the broadcast. There's been no villainy. There's been no, no swear jars. There's been no bannings. We're still on the broadcast during a match, Luke. We're both here still. Lately, that's been unusual. You think Luke's got issues from being British? I mean, that could be partially true.
I'm British and fucking proud of it.
How did Scar kill Mufasa? He's clearly alive. Here in chat. Very funny, Ace.
No, he's not. Do you even watch the full movie?
Well, no, we have a community member with the name Mufasa.
And slides back into the ring.
Who happens to like Scar from Lion King.
Bro, I don't like him.
Well, I mean, I haven't done a whole lot of cursing thus far. Strife has to pick up where Glenola's lacking at the moment, apparently. Yeah, you guys shouldn't curse anyway. How dare all of you? How dare you use foul language?
No cursing in the live stream.
You should use that type of language, Archer, in the stream.
Okay, now you're talking more than Lucas. What is this? A competition to see who can drown me out? How dare both of you? How dare both of you? Did you hear that, Luke? She says you're a yapper. That almost sounds like it could be a British word, you know, yapper. I feel like that's something a British person would say to somebody.
I've actually never heard that word in my life. That's interesting.
No, me neither, but it does sound like something a British person would say. So you're a yapper.
I'm a yapper about it. I've learned something new.
Settle. No, I'm trying to talk too. I didn't say you were gonna, take over the show here. Just wait. Okay.
Archer's out now. Archer got beat.
Archer, did he get beat? Is he out?
Yeah, he's out.
Oh, I missed it. I was too busy reading chat and trying to keep up between you and Saphira. Well, damn. That's okay. At least he's got a belt around his waist. He's going home.
Archer's got to put somebody over eventually.
Yeah, he's got to put somebody over at some point. I mean, it didn't necessarily have to be today, but whatever. Down to Michaels. I don't know what Michaels is up to out there. He's out there playing possum. That's what he's doing. Ooh. Damn, face first into the turnbuckle by Alan Severn.
Stone Cold's getting forward to the corner here.
Oh, Ravishing Rick kicks out.
Thought he had him. Gotta be kidding me. What do they have? What? Oh! Gut wrench suplex. He's going for the pin. This could be it.
Oh, the champ might be Dunsky here.
The champ narrowly kicks out. You are not alone in your
Sniper
shock,
King 13, the best multiverse movie. Oh, okay, which were we talking about here? I gotta go back and look now. Favorite movie character is Eddie Valiant from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I loved Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That was a great movie.
And that turns things around.
I guess that was kind of a multiverse movie, wasn't it? Because I don't see any other comments that would support a multiverse movie, so I'm going to guess they're still talking about Roger Rabbit. And technically speaking, yeah, that was definitely a multiverse movie. By a long shot, it's the only movie so far where Mickey and Bugs share screen time. That's true. I actually hadn't thought of that before. I hadn't thought of that before.
I need that Mickey Mouse right on him.
Short knee right to the body.
My favorite movie is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Favorite game is Fallout. That was from Azrael.
Stops the kick. Oh, elbow to the knee. That'll hyperextend your leg. And Rick
yeah, so my favorite movie is still Braveheart. I really like that movie. Favorite movie character, though, I said Skywalker earlier, but honestly, if I'm gonna go with Star Wars, I'm gonna have to change that probably to Darth Vader.
And that was an
oh, the champion is out. Eliminated. It is down to Stone Cold Steve Austin, Ravishing Rick Rude. And I don't know if Shawn Michaels is out or if he's out there just, playing possum. It might be down to 2 here. I think HBK might have got eliminated. So yeah, I believe it's down to Ravishing Rick and Stone Cold here. Michaels just does not want to leave ringside. I'm pretty sure he was eliminated.
That's probably Stone Cold, man.
Nice spine buster by Austin.
Incredible.
But
I've
yeah,
always been a massive Stone Cold. I've always been a massive Stone Cold fan, mate.
yeah. I mean, I was always an Austin fan too. I mean, even before he was Stone Cold Steve Austin, before he became the redneck, the rattlesnake, and any other name cliche we can think of. You know, when he was Stunning Steve and when he was the Ringmaster. I mean, he actually displayed some absolutely epic technical wrestling and great wrestling ability. But again, he's another one that came to Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon wanted something different, and he got it. Stunning Steve, yeah. He even went by Steve Williams at one point. I forget what promotion that was. But he didn't want to be having the same name as Dr. Death Steve Williams. So that ended up being changed. And that is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of our Tone Center of the Day and your new TWA Men's Legends Champion, the Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin, picks up the big W and is going home with the gold. Congratulations to Stone Cold. Fantastique. A new champion. Not exactly who I thought would have taken the championship home tonight, but okay. It was a great match, so can't complain. Can't complain. This has been the weirdest start to any show I've ever done in my life, especially with the whole, you know...
Apparently Stone Cold wins off the elbow drop from the turnbuckle. He won all these matches like that at WrestleMania against The Rock.
Apparently... Did you guys know, I don't know if you know or not, but apparently with the new update, there's a heel John Cena now.
Yeah, it's my faction, I think.
Is it my faction? Okay, I wasn't sure.
So.
Of course they'd make it only my faction, you know, because everybody likes to play that.
It's fucking bullshit, man.
Yeah, I hate when they do shit like that. It's like, what? Not all of us want to play my faction. But you should still have access to the same... you know, characters, same wrestlers. The roster shouldn't change just because you're playing a different mode. I can understand how maybe different unlockables, but not excluding other people from having the same wrestlers, though.
You can lock them now. You can unlock them now. You have to play my faction to unlock them.
Well, that's the thing, though. You got to go through my faction to get them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is, but... All right, here we go. On to the next match of the day. Here we go. We've got the debut of Selena Price taking on Chelsea Green, who looks like she's bringing Piper Niven to the squared circle with her. So this should be very interesting for Selena Price. She's looking to have a straight-up one-on-one matchup here, a debut match to impress the masses and start climbing the ladder. And Piper Niven, I think, and Chelsea Green have other plans for her. But that is our next match of the day. It is Selena Price and Chelsea Green. 1v1, although this very well could turn out to be a 2v1.
My drink's gone down the wrong way.
Hollywood Blondes and with Brian Pillman, wasn't that Stunning? Yes, Stunning Steve was around during that time period, yeah. It was. Like I said, he didn't go by... he went by Stunning Steve Williams for a while too, but he ended up changing that because there was a Dr. Death Steve Williams already, right? So he didn't want to have that same name. It's funny how guys like Steve and Taker were told they couldn't. I know they were, both of them. I never understood the Austin thing because, you know, even if they didn't have the, you know, the brains to because I mean the Stone Cold Steve Austin character was largely himself, and of course his wife at the time came up with the name. You know, it's not like anybody necessarily scripted every single thing he did. But there was nobody in WCW that saw that potential and saw that kind of a realization or something like that to come to fruition, where the WWF at least did. They did change how Austin wrestles. You know, they changed a lot of things about Austin. That same with Hulk Hogan. Like, you know, so many people these days, oh, Hogan could never wrestle. Well, clearly you didn't see Hogan before he was in the WWF then, because, yeah, that man could wrestle. He displayed very good wrestling ability when he's in different, you know, AWA, when he was in New Japan Pro Wrestling. he's had some fantastic matches, but again, that's not what Vince McMahon wanted from his who was going to be the hero, the face of the company, right? You know, they wanted to sell merchandise, not worry about professional wrestling.
For WWF? He was in Japan, or was he already signed, or did he go do some work in Japan when he was signed?
He was in Japan before WWF, but he went back after and during, I think, as well. And of course, he was in AWA before that as well. And he was in WCW before it became a big thing, right? Like at WCW, a lot of people only remember WCW for Monday Nitro and Thunder and you know, the Attitude Era. WCW existed prior to that. They were just they were still on TV, even just not on network TV like they were when Ted Turner bought them out and took them in a new direction.
Yeah, it wasn't on it wasn't on TNT. The first episode of Nitro didn't end until about 95.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. I mean, the name Nitro was actually a mockery of Monday Night Raw. I forget exactly how it came about, but I know they were having a conversation, and Eric Bischoff had jokingly called Monday Night Raw Monday Nitra, and then they were like, "Hey, Monday Nitro," and that's what they went with. So, but anyways, here we go. It is Selena Price's debut against Chelsea Green. Unfortunately, Piper Niven coming Tuesday. I wish Selena Price luck here. That's all I say, because Chelsea Green's fantastic. Piper Niven, those two are straight up Vixen villains in TWA. So hopefully Piper Niven keeps her hands to herself, but I don't know about that. We'll see what happens. Here we go.
The thing is, they're a good pairing together in real life. I don't know why. They just are. Like
Niven and Green, you mean?
Yeah,
they are. They really are. Yeah. They should keep them together.
I don't know why they work together. That's the thing. They're good together.
I'm not saying they shouldn't be pushed as singles competitors too, but I say keep those two together as long as you can. As long as you can come up with, you know, good content for them, because yeah, they're a fire pairing, I think.
I'm not big on Piper Niven myself, but I'm just telling you what I see. Like together, they seem to work together.
Yeah.
They're good together.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, yeah. I don't know. Piper Niven on her own doesn't really do a whole lot for me either. I thought she was way too good for the name Dewdrop, but I think she makes a better part of a faction or a tag team than I think on her own. At least the way they're booking her, the way, you know, her current gimmick, etc. Plus, you know, I haven't seen it anyways. It's not like she's displayed any great wrestling ability to be out there and you know. But again, I mean, who knows?
You know, I liked Chelsea Green when she was in TNA though, as well, with an Impact. Like,
yeah, yep. We got another. Oh my God! Did you really? You did too. Look at that! Wow, the Occult gonna be squaring off against one of our current reigning defending tag team champions. Who's it gonna be? Who are you gonna choose? Who are you targeting? Because you can pick any of the tag team champions from either of the three brands. They're all like that. World Championship. You don't have to pick TWA. You don't have to pick TWA Underground. You can pick Actions on. I mean, you can pick whichever champion that you would like from any of those three brands. So you'll have to. Well, I mean, you let me know anyways. Obviously, you'll put it in Redeems, but you shall put it in Redeems. But anyways, how's everybody's day? You know, we haven't really talked about that. Did everybody have a good day? Again, this is like the weirdest.
Yeah, we had a good show today.
You did have a good show today. TNA Mutiny was fire. Yep. So you're having more fun with the TNA Mutiny than you are with LCW?
I'm having fun with them both. I'm having fun with them both, but like TNA brings me some new ideas and new stuff I can do with it. Does that make sense? Like,
fair enough. Yep, fair enough.
I I got like a lot of like old school wrestlers as well, like Christopher Daniels and people like that.
Yeah.
She has not backed down from any challenger that has stepped into the ring with
Been a weird start for a show for me. You know, again, my daughter's never been on with me before, and she kind of dominated the show there for a little bit. It was funny to listen to, too. Funny to listen to.
Oh, I thought she was alright.
Yeah, she's a little bit charismatic for sure. But yeah, she was having a good time. But I loved the heel heat going between you two. That was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. I'm sure everybody else enjoyed it too. And I'm sure she'll be back with more questions at some point. But for now, she's. Oh, never mind. She's beside me again. She flew into the room, if you will. Oh, we got a ghastly ad break coming up soon. Sorry about that, folks, but remember, you can subscribe for an ad-free viewing experience, lots of emotes, or you could use your Prime membership to subscribe through Prime. Either way, ad-free. Extra emotes.
What do you think of Logan Paul saying with John Cena? I don't like that he's taking fucking Logan Paul, but...
I don't know. I thought that was a little weird myself. You know, how that just suddenly became a thing. So, but then when at first I also thought that Cena was gonna, like, you know, start something with Paul after Paul, you know, put his hands on Cena. But then it just turned into Cena, you know, attacking. Cody, did he attack Cody? You don't while I'm in the middle of speaking. No, you don't. Sorry, it was Cody. Yeah, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember if it was Cody or Jay. But either way. Wouldn't it be funny if Cena took... Wouldn't it be funny if Cena took the title from Uso and had both? He'd become an 18-time champion and hold both belts. That would be such an asshole thing to do, to be fair. But at the same time, it would be funny as hell. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure anybody would be okay with that happening. But, especially if you're Gunther. Which, by the way, I think they're wasting too much time. Like, they should have Gunther and Jey Uso very much still in heated debates and feuds right now. Jey Uso has his title, right? I know Seth Rollins wants it, and there's other people in the works right now, but they don't have to take it from Jey Uso. They could take it from Gunther eventually or whatever. Gunther should be in that discussion, you know. You know, it took Jey Uso 3 times to beat Gunther. I think Gunther should get a couple of opportunities to take out Jey Uso. You know what I mean? I think. The ref threw that sledgehammer right at Piper. I know. It was a little bit crazy. What question would you like to ask?
And she slides her back to the mat.
Now
a cover on Chelsea Green.
Stitch or Angel?
Stitch or Angel? Oh, look at that. That is it. That is all. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match. And, of course, this is also her debut here in TWA. It is Selena Price picking up the big W. Congratulations. Big win over Chelsea Green. I actually did not think that was going to happen. I thought for sure that, you know, the pairing of Niven and Green was going to be too big of a feat for her to overcome. Which would have been a shame. Yeah, me too. That's exactly what I thought. But Selena Price proves us wrong. Debut victory over Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green is absolutely not going to be happy about this loss.
Chelsea Green.
Who's Angel?
This loss lying down. I am sure there'll be a locker room petition for her to get a rematch any minute.
If you guys like Lilo,
we must have the Guru involved. I must be involved. I must be dealing with your.
No, the Gooner is co-main event.
Damn right, man.
Yeah. So if you guys
tell me today, so I just wanted to know if you're going to roll out that red carpet for me tonight.
Roll out the red carpet. So if you guys like Lilo and Stitch, Saphira would like to know: do you like Lilo or do you like Angel? Who's your favorite? Oh, sorry, Stitch or Angel. What do I know? I don't even watch the show. But yeah, so
I haven't got a clue. Your daughter knows more about that.
she does. She knows more about Lilo and Stitch than I do. So, do you prefer Stitch or Angel? Apparently, Angel is the pink one.
I wouldn't be able to tell you that, to be honest.
We are back, ads, and Jima had to potty. All right, sounds good. Oh, no, you're back. I read that first. I don't know why I went... As soon as I read that Jima's got a potty, I immediately went with, okay, he's, helping her go to the washroom. When you already said you were back. But anyways, all right, so congratulations to Selena Price. Very cool, big W in her debut against Chelsea Green. Here we go. Move on to the next match of the day.
Nope.
And the next match of the day, speaking of John Cena, it is Humboldt's the Arcane from Team Variance of Strife taking on John Cena. The thing is, this could be very difficult for Humboldt. Humboldt's is a wizard, powerful. Although he hasn't had a very good beginning to this season, Humboldt's. I don't know what is going on with Humboldt, and he's by far not the only one. There's a few wrestlers that have not had the same success early in the season as they did last season. But neither here nor there. The thing is, it might be difficult, particularly for Humboldt's, because at the end of the day, he might not be able to see Cena. So I don't know what he's going to do there. He can't see Cena. We have not seen the live-action movie yet, just the cartoon. Stitch has been our spirit animal for a long time. So I watched the movie last night with Saphira. I didn't see the whole thing, because I was also doing other things. But what I saw of it was pretty cool. She enjoyed it. So, yeah. If you're going to see it, you'll probably be fairly impressed. I thought it was good. I don't even really know much about Lilo and Stitch. I've watched maybe one cartoon, and this would have been back a few years because it would have been with my other daughter when she was little. But other than that, I didn't watch. I know there's either one or two shows on TV that they did. I didn't watch either of those. And if there's any new cartoons, I'm not movie-wise, I'm not sure. But I did watch the live action last night, and I thought it was pretty cool. Humboldt's is not 100%. Ladders beats him down every time. That would make a lot of sense. That would make a lot of sense. 625 Ruben is my favorite Stitch character. He makes sandwiches in the cartoon. I love a Reuben sandwich. Now that you mention it, how dare you, because now I'm hungry. A Reuben sandwich is very, very delicious. Yes, it is. Especially if it's made right. If it's made wrong, you can still enjoy the meat at least, but the bread's probably too dry. They probably don't have enough condiment on there. May or may not have forgot the sauerkraut and added extra cheese or some bullshit instead. Some people have different ways of making a Reuben, but there's definitely one in particular way to make them that they're absolutely fire. Absolutely fire. So yeah. So Saphira, Strife says, I gotta find it again, hold on. Stitch is their favorite character. And Ace Hunter also likes Stitch. Specifically 625 Ruben. The one that apparently makes sandwiches in the show. I don't know. That's just what he said. Oh, you do know? Okay, I was going to say, don't ask me. I don't watch it. This is between you and Ace at this point. You're going to have to come over and argue with them because I don't know. But so they know what they're talking about. Okay, we're good to go now. And I'll let you know if anybody else answers the question. Nobody said anything about chicken nuggets. Although, actually, Infinite Oni loves chicken nuggets. I do know that for sure. Infinite Oni, you know what? I think he fucking is a chicken nugget. Good thing I swore now and not earlier. I just remembered I had a swear jar from earlier. But that's over. I beat it. I smashed that out of the park. It was pretty easy, though, when she was sitting right beside me. So, there's that, too. All right, here we go. Next match of the day. 1v1. It is Humboldt's the Arcane from Team Variance of Strife taking on John Cena. Let's go. John Cena. It's Cena time.
Are you guys ready?
Here we go. Humboldt's the Arcane, multiple-time champion, tag champion, former TWA world champion. A little bit of a rough start to the season, but let me tell you, that does not tell the tale of Humboldt's the Arcane. All you have to do is refer to the history books, right on Discord. Former champion section will tell you everything you need to know about that man, or Immortal Man, partially immortal man, godlike creature, name your cliche. He is a scary being. I'm in Glenalien rehab. There will be no banning or swear jars from me today. Nice. I mean, to be fair, Glenn's not here right now because he's streaming, so that's the only reason he's behaving. What's your question?
Would you rather eat stuffing or chicken nuggets?
So, another question for everybody. Would you rather eat stuffing? By stuffing, of course, she means what you would stuff a turkey's ass with, not from a pillow, just to be fair. Or chicken nuggets. I mean, I already know Oni's answer. Don't even have to ask Infinite Oni. He is a chicken nugget, I'm pretty sure. Anytime he's ordering something, you can almost be guaranteed it's, you know, it's chicken nuggets. Not even with any sauce, just plain. Unless he has his own sauce he utilizes at home, but usually he'll just say he didn't get any dipping sauces for it, so. And here comes John Cena.
No one does it better. You have got to give it up to the living, breathing GOAT of WWE.
This is going to be a banger. I do expect a victory here by Humboldt's the Arcane, though. You think John Cena's going to win? Ooh. Ooh, did you hear that, Strife? Strife Luke says John Cena's whooping Humboldt's the Arcane's ass today. I mean, he didn't say that in so many words, but that's what he meant. That's what he really wanted to say.
That's exactly what I really wanted to say.
Ah, exactly, see? What do you think about that, Stripe? No, he does not believe in Humboldt's. But he believes in Joe Hendry. And that's meaningful. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I
mean, I do know there's some people in our community that aren't big fans of Joe Hendry, but I like Joe Hendry. I do. Cena's terrified right now, probably doesn't listen to British people.
We've really got that big match feel with
in a bit.
Can you put Strife against CM Punk? That would have been interesting.
We're only on the third match of 9, so you've got lots of time to still talk and say hi. But can you go out there for a little bit, please? Because just please.
It's certainly a difficult level of match or even meet.
Well, I'll let you know when you come back in.
Just the way Cena operates.
What?
I'm not gonna just don't in a few minutes, yeah.
And they tie up with a collar and elbow.
There we go. I mean, I don't want to have to watch my mouth the entire show, so I'm just gonna remove her from time to time when I can. If I want to say fuck on occasion. But I don't want to say it when she's right beside me, because it just, you know, it's a bit of a different feel, if you know what I mean.
Turn to the tables, chin lock applied.
I almost feel evil for saying fuck. That can't be a thing. Yo, Hyper Knight Raven.
It's not very good, is it?
What's going on, Raven? How you doing? You could beat Joe Hendry.
Is she doing something else now, mate?
She's out in the living room. Yeah, she's watching a video at the moment. At the moment, we are child free at the moment. Nah, she's a good kid though. She was pretty excited to be able to come talk to people today. She's never done it before, so as long as she behaves, it's all good. You know, if it gets to a point where there's a lack of listening, like if she starts turning into a if she starts turning into
the park, you all right?
Oh yeah. We went to 3 parks, as a matter of fact. We've had a shitty weekend. Like, the weather here has been literally bipolar, so we never know exactly when it's... Like, for instance, it's raining again right now, and then it clears up, and then it rains again. It's just... It's you can't decide what it wants to do. But yeah, we made it to 3 parks, though. So, it was... the day was not... and, I mean, good weather's coming. So, and we live about maybe 15 minutes walking distance from the beach. So, you know, she's going to have a fun summer. We'll probably be spending a lot of spare time there. If I had to guess. Outside of the ring. Is that something that translates inside? Plus, there's a lot more for her to do there, right? There's not just the beach; they also have a park there. So there's always people that she runs into there. So it's just it's more fun of an atmosphere than just going to the park all the time. Because the park, from time to time, has nobody there. For instance, not everybody goes to a park these days, but they do go to a beach, though. So. He's got a mind to count rules as he heads ringside. But yeah, I'm a Joe Hendry fan, and I think I don't know if he plans on having a rematch for the TNA World Title, but I would prefer if they just brought him over to Raw or SmackDown now. Actually, you know what? I think he goes to NXT first, and I think he would want to go to NXT first anyways. I could be wrong. Maybe he'll go to Raw or SmackDown. It's not like he really needs NXT. Look at this. At the same time, I feel like Joe Hendry's one of those types of guys that would say, well, I should go there for at least a short spell, go win the NXT Championship, and then jump into Raw or SmackDown. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think Joe Hendry does when he leaves? Because he's coming to WWE, right? Most people, if there is somebody in TNA right now, they're going to be on WWE television, right? And by the way, I'm still super stoked about their partnership, and it's been fun. I mean, they've done a good job with it. They've done a good job with it. But now, now that a WWE roster member has gone over and won a championship in TNA,
yeah, that's absolutely crazy, man.
I mean, I think it's cool as long as they get the opportunity to do that very same thing.
Don't know how to do it. That's the thing.
Like, they need to have a TNA I don't care what title. Which championship doesn't matter. What matters is that it happens. So if it's for the Intercontinental Championship, if it's for the United States Championship, Tag Team Championship, WWE, I don't care. Pick one. But now that a roster member...
It would have to be the main championship now, wouldn't it? Like,
I mean, at least one of them. Even if it's the NXT Championship. That needs to happen now. Takes another trip to the sky.
Yeah, I think so. I'd agree with that.
That was a good match too, by the way.
It's just.
Did you watch it?
If they're going to do it on it, that Chip Williams and Joanne was excellent.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. They did a very good job in that ring. I was shocked as hell when Henry lost.
Quickly transition. Shoulders are down.
I did not see that coming.
It's a lot better than Double or Nothing, I thought. Double or Nothing was average, man.
Double or Nothing wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but I think that's because of the previous year's Double, because the Double or Nothing's... But look at WrestleMania this year. WrestleMania was terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't...
You know what I mean? So everybody has their off... I mean, WrestleMania is a bad time to have an off day, but... but anyways. But yeah, so I think I had higher expectations for Double or Nothing simply because Double or Nothing is usually very, very good. And that is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the match, representing Team Variance of Strife, and of course the Occult, It is Humboldt C. Arcane picking up the big W over John
you
Cena.
said, like Double or Nothing, they usually put a good show, don't they? Like,
they put on consistently good pay-per-views. I just wish they could put on consistently good television shows. That they haven't managed to accomplish yet. They haven't. That has not come to fruition.
the thing is, they've got like
Too many shows. They can barely keep one running consistently good. And they're probably not going to get rid of any shows, but what they should do is bring in people. There's a lot of people in the business that could help them. Because again, you're talking about a company that in a very small amount of time sent shockwaves through pro wrestling, and they also have a roster of filthy talented people. That show should be doing much better than it is. But their pay-per-views, however, are always fucking mint. You know, even Double or Nothing, it wasn't the best Double or Nothing, but it was still worth watching. It was still good. And, you know, that's saying something, at least.
some of the matches were kind of boring, though. I thought that.
I did enjoy Battleground, though. I'm not going to disagree with that. I really enjoyed Battleground.
Cena was seen clear as day here. A tough loss for
What was your favorite match of Battleground?
I don't think it's going to ruffle his feathers too long.
Did you have a match that stood out?
I liked Stephanie Baker and like John Grace.
Yeah.
I also liked the NXT Trick. I thought Trick Williams and Joe Henry was probably the best match.
Yeah, I still can't believe Henry lost. I'm still a little bit shocked by that one. I didn't see that coming. If it was like near WrestleMania season or something, you know what I mean? I maybe would have thought, oh, maybe Henry's going to lose it here because he's going to show up at the Royal Rumble. You know what I mean? But this kind of came out of left field. I expected them to have a tremendous match. What I expected was a non-finish. I expected somebody to interfere and cause either Trick or Henry the match, and either it's a DQ or a double count it or something to that effect. I didn't see, but that was awesome. But like I said, now they need to return the favor. TNA needs to have that same respect shown back. Whether it's Henry picking the title back up or another roster member getting a shot at a championship and being successful on the main roster. Either or, I don't care.
It's fucking fun. It's fantastic that they're working together. Like,
yeah, it is. And it's working very, very well. Because TNA, I don't know if you've been watching TNA. Well, yeah, you probably have. So TNA has been very, very good. Very, very good. You know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you every single match they put on is fantastic, but it's at least, you know, that TNA has been revived. We'll say that. TNA has been revived.
What do you mean by revived? Like,
they've had life breathed back into the promotion. Like it's pretty smoking hot right now. Not gonna lie, it's pretty smoking hot. You know, there's many times where, like, say NXT is better than Raw or SmackDown. There's been a lot of times lately where TNA has been better than NXT. So, but yeah, I want to see better things from AEW because AEW is important to the business. Again, they sent shockwaves through the business. They put together a filthy, talented roster of talent in a very short amount of time.
It's just really good shows. That's the thing. Like,
they need, and the sad thing is, and we've talked about this before. Actually, we just talked about it long ago. They've had people there that could have helped, but they weren't utilized in that manner. Tony Khan just kept doing his own thing and working with his buddies, the Young Bucks, and active wrestlers that are trying to help run a wrestling show while booking themselves. I mean, just nonsensical to me. But they need help with booking and long-term storytelling and championship booking. You know, there's things they need help with, and you're not going to get Eric Bischoff to do it, but there's people that would help simply because of the love for the business. You know, even if they were not the biggest AEW fan at one time, that doesn't mean they can't become one. You know, WWE is still getting. Now, they've never lost as many viewers as other promotions, but they're still getting viewership back after a decade plus of absolute garbage. I mean, man, Vince was running that company into the ground. You know, he didn't seem to care what the fans wanted. You know, I was always back in the day, not so much now, obviously, for a multitude of reasons. I was a supporter of Vince because of what he did for the business, and I still acknowledge all of that. But he had to step away, and he just wasn't going to, and he ended up getting removed for other reasons. So it is what it is. But all right, here we go. Next match of the day. It is Rocky Cross and Mad Dog. They are Death Sentence, and they're taking on DIY. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. That's our next match of the day. It is a straight-up 2v2 tag team matchup. No championships on the line here. But they are all battling for contendership, so every match matters no matter what. Get in the squared circle and make it count. Climb that ladder and get closer to a title shot. But that is our next match of the day. Death Sentence versus DIY. 79% one chance. I'm just going back in the chat and see if I missed anything. I wasn't really paying attention to the chat a whole lot while we were having that conversation. Yo, Respect! What's going on, my friend? Invading the compound with a whole bunch of villains. How's everybody doing today? Sorry about the delay in welcoming you in. How dare we? How dare we? But welcome in, Respect. How are you doing? Can we get a shout out for Respect? Who? Do I have a mod in the house? I forget if there's any mods in the house right now. I might have to do it myself. If you're not already following Respect 2 has their own wrestling show. Great community of people. Very entertaining, so you're going to want to check that out. So there we go. Just click that heart at the top if you're not already following. Make sure you are. Make sure you are. Looks like that popped up twice. That was weird. Did anybody else see that, or was it just me? The thing at the top of the screen that allows you to follow somebody, it like popped up twice. At least for me. I don't know why. That was weird. That was weird. Alright, so I'm just going back in the chat. And while I'm doing that, here we go with the next match of the day. Again, it is Death Sentence versus DIY. Let's fucking go. Showtime and go time.
They're here.
Alright, I think I'm caught up. As far as the chat goes, love the Briscoe Brothers car there. I don't think I've ever noticed that it said the Briscoe Brothers on the side of that car before. Did anybody else notice that? Or have you used that as a prop? So if you look at the top of the stage for Wrestle Wars Genesis, there's like an ambulance and a stretcher, and there's a beat-up car to the side. It actually says Briscoe Brothers on the side of the car. I have never noticed that before. I have never noticed that before. Rocky Cross and Mad Dog, a.k.a. Death Sentence. They are undefeated as a tag team and in singles competition. They are certainly on the right trajectory. They're headed in the right direction, on the right path. All of the above. All right, Luke, I'm going to jump off the broadcast here for just a second. I just got to get my daughter a snack. She's got the munchies, so she wants a snack. So I'm going to do that for her and get her a drink. So you're going to sail the ship while I'm gone. I'll be right back.
Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. This is DIY. And their opponents, at a combined weight of 400 pounds, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, DIY.
Quite the combo. Gargano's technical ability and never say die attitude. Ciampa's precision and absolute viciousness.
Two complete opposites who work together in perfect harmony.
Reached the top of NXT's tag division, did the same in WWE. Now they're ready to prove they're the best tag team in history. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, collectively known as DIY, ready for action.
That acronym is what fuels Ciampa and Gargano. They were never expected to even make it to WWE, but they have become an all-time great team because of DIY, or do-it-yourself.
It's brought Gargano and Ciampa very far. Let's see if it leads them to victory tonight, too.
There's a lot of heat between these teams. I expect some personal shots to be taken in this one. I think the personal shots began before the match even started, and now it's a matter of what team can keep a cooler head towards victory.
Leaning on the turnbuckle here.
Double big back body drop.
It's got to be demoralizing when you're the combatant on the wrong side of the double team. Maybe you want to rework the game plan about now. Ooh. Just cranking the head.
Picking up speed, turned inside out with a clothesline.
Oh! Hope it ended here. He throws his shoulder up before two.
This one isn't going to be ended quite so easily.
Vicious right forearm.
From the center of the ring, evades out of the way and a kick connects.
Agility like that is what can set you apart from the rest of the locker room.
Got him in the corner now.
Gonna be thinking about some tag team action. What's this gonna be?
Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me.
Hurricane Rana into a power bomb. Can he put it away? Johnny Gargano forces the shoulder up.
Frankly, he should have known that wasn't enough.
He answers right back.
Ooh, what a moonsault.
Who do you think's going to win this game, Red? Just back there, be ready.
Well, that didn't go as Johnny designed.
Look to the partner and tags out.
Maybe Rocky Ross.
He got it. Tag made.
Now Ciampa sent to the outside with authority. Gargano struggling a bit there to manifest some better defense.
It's the red, white, and blue Thunder Bomb.
You have to question what kind of malintent is behind a power bomb.
Yeah, I think so,
force.
Boom! Kinshasa.
Ooh. Ooh.
Back elbow.
Jeez, you see that?
Oh. Uh-oh. Boom! Read that one. Ciampa skillfully counters.
Put in the corner now. In off the tag.
Guys, what are they planning to do here? Using the ropes in a chicken wing. Gargano's strike hits the mark. And shoulders down, this might do it. No, a kick out.
Those one counts getting harder and harder to kick out of. Made it for the tag.
Alright, I have returned. What did I miss? Anything? What is going on? Matchup's still going on. How's the match been? I expect a banger from this one personally. Is it? Yeah.
A lot of technical wrestling.
Awesome. Yeah, I kind of expected a bit of a... I wasn't sure if I was going to get a lot of technical wrestling or more of a fight. Because, you know, Mad Dog and Rocky Cross so far seem to be kind of bruisers in a sense. Now they can still mix it up, but... Yeah. I do like DIY, but I do expect Death Sentence to win here, I'm not going to lie. Ooh, double knees from the top turnbuckle. Ooh, Ciampa from behind. He looked a little slow getting in there, though. He looked a little slow getting in there.
Kick right to the midsection as the arms tied up.
All right, did anybody else win?
Tag made.
Championship worthiness yet? So far, Strife, I think, is the only one that's become championship worthy. He won the tag team championship opportunity again. I think he's won that more than anybody else so far. And as far as the world championship goes, that one's a tough one. I think it's only been won like 3 or 4 times. I believe the last time was Infinite Oni.
Oh my God, did you see that?
Pretty sure it was Infinite Oni. Carlito is next to be out the door. Well, I mean, what has Carlito done? Like, you know what? I actually like Carlito. That dude can actually wrestle. But they have done absolutely nothing with him. Like, there's been times where I literally thought to myself, why'd they even bring him back? But you got Carlito there, but you get rid of R-Truth. The only thing I can think, like, his contract was up anyways, and, like, he could go to TNA now. I really feel like Ron the Truth Killing shows up in TNA. And what a better way to... And who says he can't eventually come back on a Legends deal eventually anyways, and then go into the Hall of Fame? Like, I don't think this is a bad thing. I think, like, even Braun Strowman, everyone's like, oh, well, they fired Braun Strowman. No, they did. They released him. You know, his contract was coming up anyway. But they've also got him doing a show for them. And I think what they're trying to do is figure out what they want to do with Braun Strowman. But they had nothing for him, and he was, you know...
Gets driven into the corner.
He was literally being paid big bucks.
Whips across the ring.
They were paying him top dollar.
At this stage. Yeah, I don't know how much longer a good
like, I don't know if many people realize exactly how much Braun Strowman made, but yeah, he made quite a bit. And they weren't doing anything with him. Nothing good anyways. And now they're utilizing him for a show that he's doing. I can't remember what the hell the show is called, but I know it has something to do with food. Something to do with food and traveling the world, and I don't know if they're cooking food or trying different foods, or if somebody wants to Google that shit, we could all be better informed, if you know what I'm saying. Strike says 3 or 4 just from us. Of tag team championships? Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure, Strife, that you have won the tag championship opportunity more than anybody else. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. But yeah, Moon Raider, I would not be shocked at all to see Carlito be the next out the door. You know who else I could see eventually going to TNA? JD McDonough. I think at some point there comes a point in time where they don't know what to do with him. I think we might have lost Luke. It's awful quiet. And if Luke was here, that's not a possibility. Right, that doesn't happen. Unless he's like at the shrine and watching the show. Then he gets preoccupied with all the posters of Mickey James and, of course, the panties that he bought from eBay for $579.89 that are hanging on the shrine. You know, there's things going on at times. But even then, he's not completely quiet. Right now, it is quiet. You know, I don't have a little mini she in my ear. I do not have the Gooner in my ear. Therefore, I don't think he's actually here at the moment.
Here's the pin.
Matter of fact, I don't think Moon Raider's on here anymore either. Moon Raider, I think, jumped out of the broadcast booth. How dare you, Moon Raider, by the way, sitting in the chat room at Riding the Pine, when you could be serenading the community with your beautiful voice. Show Luke how a real British man sounds. It shows that I left the broadcast booth. I can hear myself on the broadcast booth. Like, if you're watching the show, you can hear me.
Gonna shut this thing down once and for all.
Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying, Vern? Do you see what I'm talking about? So yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's an issue with the broadcast booth today. I don't know. It won't let you rejoin.
He gets the kick out after the one.
There is no quit in this man tonight.
I mean, I can't rejoin from this end.
Each counter leaving these competitors at a
Well, I can, but then it'll make a bunch of noise.
Make it over. Boom. Beautiful. This place has come unglued.
Because
Rightfully so.
it's on my phone. So the speaker will clash with my microphone and make all kinds of fucking noise. We don't need that happening. But yeah, it actually doesn't show anybody in here. What if...
It's a very, very difficult submission to escape, but he did it.
What if... Let's add somebody, see what happens. Because it's really strange.
Oh my gosh, going head-on into the stairs.
I'm trying to find Luke. He's already in there though, so I don't think I can add him necessarily.
Crash and burn.
Maybe I can, hold on.
Burning in maybe the worst way possible. Cutter!
Yeah, no, because he's already part of the broadcast booth, so it won't let me re-add him. That's very strange, so I don't even know what that's about. But you all can hear me, though. So obviously I'm still here.
And he tosses him back in now.
Weird stream seems to be less British, so yeah, he's probably got, yeah.
Well scouted by Ciampa.
But Moon Raider's saying it shows that I left the broadcast booth. That's awful strange. That is awful strange. I don't even know what to say about that. I guess if and when it allows you to, just re-add yourself to the broadcast booth. I don't know. Oh, there we go. That is it. That is all. Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match picking up the big W. It is Rocky Cross and Mad Dog. They are death sentence. They are still undefeated and very quickly making their way through both singles competition roster and tag team competition. Absolutely amazing. Huge win for Death Sentence over Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, a.k.a. DIY. So congratulations to Rocky Cross and Mad Dog. Again, they are undefeated in both singles competition and tag team competition. They are on absolute fire this season. Well, not this season. This is their early season. They just debuted not long ago, but they are whooping ass. They are whooping ass. Cashing checks and taking names along the way. All right. Yeah, so I don't know what to tell anybody about what's going on with the broadcast booth. I have no idea. It does look like I'm not in there, but, you know, you guys can clearly all hear me.
Here are your winners.
If I'm not mistaken. Which I'm not.
And the winners celebrating together. Great chemistry tonight.
Moon, does it give you an like, does it show that you can rejoin the broadcast booth at all? What's going on with that? Or anybody else that wants to answer that question that has access to the broadcast? I'd ask Oni, but he's likely past Radio Cold by now. I mean, he was sawing logs on the broadcast booth. But yeah. See, I'm assuming you all can hear me just fine, yeah? All you fine folk watching the show. If anybody wants to answer that question. Strife says, yeah, loud and clear. So you can hear me, but it shows that I left the broadcast booth. That's strange. How does one leave the broadcast booth, but yet still be on the broadcast booth? But welcome in, Glenola. So it must be just a glitch with the broadcast booth, I guess. I don't even know what to say about that, really. I don't know what to say about that, but here we go. We're moving on with the next match of the day. Here we go. It is the Authority from Team Boss Apollo. It is JoJo Davis and Joe Davis. Another tag team not starting off as hot as they did last season, but I'm sure they'll pick up things as the season goes. They are former multiple-time champions, tag team division, singles competition. The Authority taking on Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley. They are MCMG, or the Motor City Machine Guns. That is our next match of the day. Let's rock and roll. Keep the ball rolling. Keep the ball rolling. Our fifth match of the day. Well, damn, yeah, I don't know what to do about that. I guess we'll have to wait and see if that issue clears up. That way you can just join in, I don't know. I don't know. Always something, isn't it? Either game related or broadcast booth related. Something's going on. Just this whole, the beginning of this season up till now has just been a strange season so far. There's been a lot of problems. There's been a lot of problems. All right, here we go. Motor City Machine Guns versus the Authority. Let's go. But I still agree with Infinidonia. I think 2K23 was our most stable version of the game. This game has all kinds of potential and some great features, but it has been the most problematic since 2K20. Easily, I think, up till now. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. The Motor City Machine Guns making their way to the ring. I've always been a Motor City Machine Guns fan. I don't know about anybody else, but I love MCMG. I do love MCMG.
We're all about that rapid fire rock and roll attack in the ring.
Anybody else a fan of the Motor City Machine Guns?
Machine Guns looking ready and fired up as always.
The arena is cursed until you sign ladders.
Top of the tag division.
I do still have to do that, don't I? Contract negotiations have been stalled. We need to get around to that.
Look who's here!
I like them, but MCMG was better in TNA. You think so? I mean, I can't make that judgment just because MCMG haven't been around that long yet. So I guess we'll have to see how things go. I mean, they've already been tag team champions, which was a nice welcome to the WWE gift, I would say. And they'll be tag champions again. And they also have the opportunity to pass on their knowledge to other young up-and-coming tag teams. I think that MCMG is important to WWE, especially when it comes to the tag team division. Gunnar says, get your back. I mean, I haven't left. Gunnar, I don't know what's going on with the broadcast booth. I don't. I have no idea. I don't know why. Apparently it shows that I'm not in there, but, you can obviously tell that I am. But Motor City, yeah, Motor City Machine Guns in the house, taking on JoJo Davis and Joe Davis from Team Boss Apollo. The Authorities in action. Who's walking out with the W? That's the question. Who is walking out with the W? Some weird stuff happening with PSN. Well, that would do it. That makes a lot of sense, actually, now that you say that, because I do remember it didn't say that somebody else was having a network issue. It just said network issue. You can no longer use the party chat. So although I'm still on the broadcast booth, unfortunately nobody can join me at the moment for whatever reason. Now I don't know if it corrects itself, it'll just open back up again, because nobody closed it, so nobody left it. It just glitched out apparently. Usually the only way to fix the broadcast booth on PlayStation anyways is to leave it. Yeah, it does make a lot of noise when. And plus, I'd have to interrupt the show to reinitiate it from this end anyways. Otherwise, I'd literally have to use just my phone. And yeah, that wouldn't work out. It is what it is. It's all good. I got my big boy pants on, so I can run solo. I got my big boy pants on.
Eyes are squarely set on Sabin here. Big boot.
It is fun having people on the broadcast booth, though, you know, because for the longest time I did it by myself, and there's nothing wrong with that. It was, you know, every show was still great, but it adds so much more substance to the show when you have conversation going on between other people, and you know, the people in the chat room aren't just talking to me; they can talk to the guests on the show. So I mean, it's just a nice added feature of the show to have the broadcast booth open and have people on here. I still remember, I think it was season 2, we actually had a Canadian pro wrestler on the broadcast booth, and I was able to ask him some questions, and I can't remember if that episode is on YouTube or not, because I can't remember if it was pre-100 or post-100 in, you know, the amount of shows we had done. Close says, well, sounds to be like you don't want me on this show with you. I see how you are. Yeah, I think it was Strife's fault, actually. I think that, you know, I think Humboldt's or Azrael or one of them, they are all messing. They're messing with shit. They're rigging shit up. Cursing things, rings, and broadcast booths, and...
Opponent off the ropes.
Ooh, a tremendous combination.
Strife, if you can just make sure none of them ever curse any of the planes that our talent are on, I would appreciate that.
Using your opponent as the drum. Well-timed sweep shifts the balance.
Although, historically speaking, the shows mostly come out of Canada, but that's changing for Genesis. Genesis is opening up and it's going to start traveling. TWA Underground and Action Zone Wrestling will remain, but Wrestle Wars Genesis is going to start touring.
Both superstars countering one move after
going
another.
Stateside and going over to the UK and Europe. We're going to open things up. We want to be truly global, you know. I mean, we've had our stream previews overseas, but we've never really taken Wrestle Wars Genesis overseas. We haven't taken, you know, TWA Underground overseas either. That probably won't happen, but Wrestle Wars Genesis is definitely going global.
Kick right to the gut.
So Glenola, how was the rest of your stream, or are you still live? It wouldn't be the first time you joined my broadcast while you're still streaming, so that is definitely a possibility. But I can't remember if you invaded or if you just popped in.
And getting the cover here.
I can't remember.
Oh, he kicked out.
We'll see if this is the start
Sabin
of a
just barely
rally.
kicked out of that. Barely kicked out of that. JoJo Davis just about... Oh! Nice block. Look at that. I thought Sabin was going to eat. I was going to say eat defeat, but I guess it would have been eat to foot.
Powerbomb
position.
He was about to eat the foot.
Throwing down punches and counters.
It was a nice block by Saban. Ooh,
STO plants him.
damn.
Nicely done.
That's a big STO by JoJo. Big STO by JoJo.
Beautiful senton. And he's being somewhat backed into a corner right now.
You ended the raid was going to be solo, so okay.
Right about now.
DC ended up having to.
Right now. No one can.
She was going to bed, wasn't she? I believe DC was going to bed.
He is trying to get up, but it is not going well.
I believe that was the plan. I think she needed to get some rest.
Took a leap of faith,
If I'm not mistaken, is that correct, Len? Was she going to bed?
Just what they needed.
Or busy doing something? I can't remember now. I can't remember now.
Oh, that'll turn your skin red.
It's weird, I'll tell you. I'm not gonna lie, it's weird not having Luke trying to talk over me. How dare he do things like that? It's the attention-seeking part that comes out in Luke. I think it's because he's fucking British. I think that's why. I think it's why. It's that, or it's because he's a Mickey James fan. I'm not really sure which one of the two to go with. But he definitely tries to outdo the host of the Most Must-See show on Twitch and YouTube TV. Disgusting, by the way. Never appreciated. DC went to bed and everyone drifted away. Too many issues getting... oh, is that right? You were having more issues? Oh, that sucks.
Kicks off his opponent.
That sucks. That's kind of what I like about console streaming, even though I don't really stream. You know, well, I mean, you know, it's a form of streaming, but we all know I don't consider myself a streamer for various reasons. But I mean, I don't have nearly the amount of issues, never have, as PC gamers when they're streaming. You know, I don't have the OBS issues and all of the things that suddenly stop working when after you've already set your stream up and got it ready to go live. You know, I've never had those issues. Other issues, obviously, crashing and other such things like that, but usually something to do with, the game, though. We make no guarantees on anyone's safety. Humboldt said it's an expansion curse. That doesn't sound good. It has moved from the ring to the broadcast truck already. Now it has infected the internet. That's fantastic. They're working for fucking Skynet now.
Tag made. The Motor City
That's because Strife spends too much time with Glenola, so the Glenalians are in with them all, corrupting the minds, if you will.
And into the cover. Alive. What a save.
OBS crashes less than PSN. Well, I mean, I don't think I've crashed as many times as people I know with PCs, but
Every person in this
I've never really had my PSN crash out too much. Game, yes, but that's usually 2K related issues.
Going for the pin for the win.
The mic is loud on PSN, yeah.
Yeah, no, he doesn't get the 3.
I am shaking my head in disbelief.
That's another thing, is people seem to have an issue with volume a lot on their streams. They've got to toy with things and get them. Sometimes the game music is too loud, then they turn that down and the voice still isn't loud enough, or it's too loud. I don't know. Just your experience, yeah. See, I don't have any real... I don't have a PC, so... We have a laptop here, but it's not like I would try to game from that. There's certain things I, can and would do with it, and other things I would not. Streaming is one of them.
What timing on that counter?
Question of the day: 1,000 Heroes or the Trinity series? I liked the Trinity series. I liked it. I think Trinity is Still My Name was one of my favorites of that series, I think. My Name is Nobody. It was good. But yeah, no, I liked the Trinities. Well, if we're talking westerns, if we're not talking about, because I said my favorite movie earlier, I had said was Braveheart. If we're gonna go with westerns, my favorite movie would be Tombstone, I think.
Will it be the spark for one of these competitors?
You've never heard of the Trinity series? My Name is Nobody, and They Still Call Me Trinity. I mean, it depends how old you are, I suppose, whether or not you might be. You're partial to They Call Me Trinity? Yeah, I mean, they were all pretty good.
I think we'd see a kick out there.
They were all pretty good.
Great ring awareness saved him.
But I thought Trinity Is Still My Name. I thought that was hilarious.
Boom! His body
It was hilarious. It really was.
Yeah, this tag team match has seen its fair share of tide changes, and it's not over yet.
Rapid.
You're 28? Okay. And you've never watched a Western? All right.
Oh, man.
I mean, Westerns aren't for everybody. I guess you have to like that genre.
Followed by the knee drop.
For the most part. But I'll tell you, if you ever want to watch a really good Western, I mean, there's lots of them, but I would definitely probably start with Tombstone, just because it might get your blood pumping a little bit for another Western. But there's quite a few good ones. Like John Wayne had many good ones, like Clint Eastwood.
Time for him to get back in the ring.
No one wants a count out here. Ooh.
Many more than that, but I mean...
No surprise that what we're witnessing is trending. Forget trending on social media.
Just to name a few.
Charting on the Richter scale.
Big time win in this.
Oh my God! Did they just get counted out?
I can't remember a tag team match in recent memory that was even close to.
I'm pretty sure they got counted out there. So that is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. The winners of the tag team matchup. It is Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley. They are the Motor City Machine Guns, and they picked up a huge win over the Authority, JoJo and Joe Davis. So congratulations to Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley. Pretty sure it was a count-out win, but a win is a win is a win. A win is a win is a win, especially when you're facing somebody like the Authority. They are barbarians. You don't want to keep them in that ring too long. For big guys, you think they would wear down quickly. They just do not. They tend to wear others down and then crush them. Not today. Not today. That was a great matchup. I didn't see the very end, but that was a very back-and-forth match for the most part between MCMG and the Authority. Both teams almost picked up the win throughout the matchup. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better tag team matchup. That was a fantastic match. But it is Motor City Machine Guns with the W. Even if it is by countout. I mean, that's not the way anybody wants to win a match, I don't think, really, but... Yep, there it is. Alex Shelley picks up the win via countout. Crimson Mask and all. Crimson Mask and all.
The winner looks a bit let down.
Luke DeGooner says TWA always fire. A win is a win, Strife says. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A win is a win is a win. I take that back. I've seen The Ridiculous Six, but it wasn't that good. I actually haven't seen The Ridiculous Six. I haven't seen that one, so I couldn't even... I haven't really watched a whole lot of modern westerns, but I've watched many, of the old John Wayne movies, and I don't know, I even, they weren't fantastic, blow you out of your chair type of movie, but even the Kenny Rogers Gambler series was actually not too bad. Glenn, did you like the Gambler movies? I feel like you probably would have. The Sackets is another great western based on 2 books by Louis D'Amour. Louis D'Amour had a lot of country western novels. And Tom Selleck and Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott's awesome. Both Quick and the Dead movie, yeah. Both Quick and the Dead movies were good. I mean, the one had Gene Hackman and Leonardo DiCaprio in it. Sharon Stone was in that too, wasn't she? Was Sharon Stone in that? I feel like Sharon Stone was in that as well. Pretty sure that was her. It's been a while since I've seen that. Yeah, there's 2 different versions of The Quick and the Dead. There's 2 different versions of that. Russell Crowe and Lee. Oh, that's right. Russell Crowe was in it as well. That's right. Yep. I'm just trying to remember, though. Was Sharon Stone in that, or was that somebody else? I feel like it was Sharon Stone. I do feel like it was Sharon Stone. But yeah, that was actually a really good movie. But they were both good. The older version of it was good as well. Sharon Stone. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. I did think that. I mean, if you were to recommend a Western, if somebody's never seen a Western before, if you were to recommend a Western movie, I said Tombstone only because it's a more modern Western that was very well done. That's the only reason I chose that. Wyatt Earp was okay with Kevin Costner, but I don't know. I still feel like Kurt Russell did a better job as Wyatt Earp, I think. Oh, the show The Ranch was fantastic. I love that show. I really liked that show. I might actually start watching that again, actually. I've watched it already like 2 or 3 times. Because the wife and I watch it. She really likes it. I love Sam Elliott. Yeah, oh, I already read that. El Dorado, yeah, that was a good movie. Yep, absolutely. El Dorado was definitely a good movie. Glenn, did you like the new... what was the new... Was it Rio Lobo they redid? The John Wayne movie? I feel like it was... They also redid 310 to Yuma. 310 to Yuma was okay, but the original version was still better. You know? Which is kind of a sad thing to say when you think about it, but... The problem with movies today is the same in every genre, though. Even comedies. They worry too much about big budget action. And they always forget to have a little thing called a consistent story with as few, plot holes as possible. But it might not have been Rio Lobo. It might have been another one. But I know they redid a John Wayne movie recently. I thought it was Rio Lobo. I could be wrong. I know 310 to Yuma for sure. The original Tombstone is actually a remake. Yeah, it is. Yep. The only Western I've seen was one with Clint Eastwood in it. Well, that does not narrow it down, Mufasa. Do you know how many Westerns Clint Eastwood has done, sir? Holy hell. They have to check boxes nowadays. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I'd like to see Sam Elliott in some more Westerns. While he's still because he's no spring chicken, but he's still a great actor, and I'd like to see him in a couple great new Westerns before he, hangs his boots up. Because I don't know, it's hard to tell, because Sam Elliott also comes across as one of those guys that'll probably never retire. But if he does, it'll be a lot. He's been in so many great things, from TV to movies. So, I've always really liked Sam Elliott. All right, so our next match of the day. It is the Coalition taking on Zach Payne and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. It is the Coalition versus the Ego Club. Does everybody believe in Joe Hendry? What about MJF? We know that Elijah Archer believes in both because he, of course, the leader of the Coalition, will be watching from the sidelines. Unless, of course, we don't know what Archer's up to because he got taken out of the Elimination Royale in our Tone Center of the day. He could be injured. We haven't seen him around the back room or the locker room. We haven't seen or heard from him since the first match of the day, so who really knows? But Joe Hendry and MJF, they're the Coalition. They're taking on Zach Payne, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, the Eagle Club. That match is happening next. Let's keep the ball rolling. Let's turn and burn. Another great tag team matchup. Tombstone was basically loosely based on history. Magnificent Seven was the Seven Samurai, yeah. I mean, there were some things they got right with Tombstone, and then there's other things not so right. I don't know if they've ever actually done a historically accurate version of Tombstone or a Wyatt Earp story. They always Hollywoodize everything, so I feel like they probably haven't. Sam Elliott is good in everything he does. He's even in Parks and Recreation for a couple of... Yeah, he really is good in everything he does, yeah. Everything he's been in, I can think of lots of movies right off the top of my head that he was fantastic in, like Roadhouse. Like, again, he was good on the Ranch TV show. So, I mean, he was in Ghost Rider. I mean, there's so many roles that guy has had, aside from just Westerns. And, well, Earp was crap, and they won't show that. Yeah, well, so Wyatt Earp, at the end of the day, was a vigilante. He was a vigilante, and ended up living to tell the tale, because he lived a fairly long life. I mean, he was in his 80s, I believe, when he passed, was he not? Was he not in his mid to late 80s before he passed? But yeah, they're not going to tell that side of the story, because I think people prefer to think of him as maybe an original American hero type of thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the guy's fascinating as hell, whether he was a vigilante, criminal, whatever you want to call him. Regardless of all that, he's super interesting. Him and his family. But it's one of those things that you would like to finally see, the actual story of that person, not just what they want you to know or what Hollywood wants you to know, and they Hollywoodize everything else. You know what I mean? Sam Elliott is in Family Guy. Is he really? So I haven't watched Family Guy in a very long time. So I'll have to take your word on that, I guess. But I guess that wouldn't surprise me. Sam Elliott's kind of like... He's kind of like Morgan Freeman and... I can think of a few others that they're like in Liam Neeson. They're in everything. Especially in the last, say, 2 decades. You know what I mean? They're literally in everything. Alright, well, while we continue the conversation, let's get things rocking and rolling. 6th match of the day, the Coalition coming out with Adrian Adorable in tow versus the Ego Club. Let's rock and roll. Samuel L. Jackson is in everything. I mean, there's definitely those people.
Here comes trouble.
And here they come. MJF and Joe Hendry. They are the Coalition. Adrian Adorable in tow. Adrian Adorable just had one hell of a tournament in the Action Zone Wrestling House Show tournament yesterday. Made it all the way to the tournament final. I'm not sure if Luke has watched that yet, so I won't. I don't know who's watched it and who hasn't, so I won't give it any spoilers, but it was a fantastic tournament. You can, of course, check that out in House Show Matchups on Discord, as usual, or over on our YouTube channel. By the way, I don't know who answered the question from earlier, but did anybody else realize that it said Briscoe Brothers on the side of the car on the stage? I don't think I've ever noticed that before. I don't know why. I guess at the time, maybe because, I was getting people's logos up and noticed on the walls of the Titantron, etc., and I just overlooked it. Don't spend a lot of time looking at the stage props. I don't know. I don't really have an answer. I'm just throwing shit out there. But yeah, I never noticed. Thought J.E. was actually a sheriff, just a fairly dirty one. Sam Elliott plays the new mayor because Adam West died. Yeah, he did. He passed away, I actually own Adam West's Batman series from the 60s. Was it 67, I think? 1967? Is it, or 66? Or was 66 the movie? 67 was the TV show? I forget. I'd have to look. But yeah, I own the 3 seasons of it. I mean, it's campy and corny as hell, but it's also a lot of fun to watch. It really is. The only thing is Adam West's version of Bruce Wayne. Even Batman, although he was so good, that version, man, he thought everything. You know what I mean? He overthought everything. He really did. And here comes the Ego Club. Zach Payne and Dirty Dominic Mysterio from Team Ace Hunter. I believe so. I used to watch that when I was younger because a family member owned it. I love Adam West Batman. Yeah, me too. Me too. And I love the show. Well, clearly I bought it. You know? It's just a lot of fun. And, like, it's one of those shows that, like, if you're bored to death and you have nothing better to do late at night, that is such a great show to just turn on and watch. It's one of those shows, it's just a great show to turn on and watch if you have nothing better to watch, nothing better planned or to do. The Ego Club, the reigning, defending TWA World Tag Team Champions. I'm making noise and dropping shit around here. Here we go. Showtime and go time.
Taking it old school tonight with a little 2-on-2 tag team action.
Doesn't get any more classics than
what do you guys think? Who's walking out with the W here?
And sometimes
is it going to be the World Tag Team Champions from TWA? Or is it going to be the Action Zone Wrestling World Tag Team Champions? No titles on the line here, but it is a champions versus champions affair. Of course, if the Coalition is able to pick up the W, they will get a shot at the Ego Club. They will get a shot at the Ego Club.
What an incredible moonsault.
Favorite Joker, though, is Heath Ledger. I was a kid when those movies came out. Thought Cesar Romero and Mark Hamill were also good. Actually, I think that Mark Hamill was the absolute best Joker as far as voices go. Cesar Romero was also awesome. Heath Ledger was amazing, though. But for me, Jack Nicholson... Like, if you could have given Jack Nicholson the same script that Heath Ledger had to work with... We all know that Jack Nicholson plays the best nutcase on the planet, and I think if Jack Nicholson had a script like Heath Ledger's, we wouldn't even be talking about Heath Ledger. That's what I think. But that's not what happened. That said, what he had to work with, and I have nothing wrong with Burton's Batman because I loved Tim Burton's Batman. I thought it was fantastic. But I mean, Jack Nicholson didn't have the greatest script to match his abilities as far as what he could potentially do with the Joker character, but he still did a smashing job with it. He still did a smashing job with it. But yeah, if you give Jack Nicholson the same script Heath Ledger had, we aren't even discussing Heath Ledger anymore. We wouldn't be discussing any Joker anymore because Jack Nicholson would have absolutely smashed that role. It's too bad what happened there, because Jack Nicholson actually warned Heath Ledger when he started playing the Joker character that if you get deep enough into the character and you do your absolute damnedest to 100% become the Joker to play the Joker, that it caused some issues. Sleeping issues and some other problems that even Jack Nicholson had to deal with when he was playing that character. So, and Heath Ledger, arguably, anyways, played a more cynical role, right? It was a more maniacal Joker. So, only bad Joker is Jared Leto. I don't think he would have been a bad Joker if they would have given him a better script to work with, and two, they didn't tattoo the shit out of Joker. You know? I don't mind characters changing from time to time here and there, evolving or whatever you want to do, but to just take the crown or the Clown Prince of Crime and throw a bunch of tattoos on him, I don't know, it was just weird for me.
For the record, Saxton,
that was just weird for me.
Kind of chemistry.
Hey, I'd be a great
teammate. I've seen you trip over your own left foot.
I didn't think his his acting ability, I don't think his acting ability is nearly as bad as a lot of people would like to let on, but Jared did not do awful. His look was, yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think if you gave Jared Leto, you know what? I'll tell you right now, here's the thing. Jared Leto, I think, will probably absolutely kill and slay Skeletor. You know, there's been some controversy because we all know that Jared Leto has been involved with some, you know, vicious rumors over the past 4 or 5 years about certain things. So he's taken some heat, you know, and I think he's trying to get past all that. I don't even know if any of it ended up being true or what have you, but
What a display of strength here.
I think Jared Leto, I really do think he will do very good as Skeletor. I think the Jokers are a study in insanity. Romero starts off as a bit insane, and it progresses from there. Yeah.
Double stop flattens the opponent.
Yep. I do agree. It almost seems that way, doesn't it? But I think Jared Leto has the ability to... I think he would play a good Joker. But yeah, his look. It just... That wasn't Joker.
Sliding up.
We're not a fan of the second Joker movie. Folie à deux. The script was awful, and the songs were... Yeah, they absolutely just... I don't understand. So here's the thing. I wasn't a huge fan of the Joker movie, but I'll admit it was good, right? I wasn't a huge fan. To me, that wasn't Joker. But it was still a great movie for a multitude of reasons. You know, it brought a lot of things to light. You know, people dealing with mental health issues, etc. But it did very good, right? A lot of people did like it. It did very good, and then they absolutely butchered it with the second one. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. I don't understand what the thought process was there, but they destroyed what could have been maybe a decent franchise. And who knows what would have progressed later. Like, some people didn't think he was actually Joker, that there was going to be a different Joker come into the story eventually, and you know, there was a lot of different theories. Now we're never going to know because there's no way they ever greenlighted another movie. Not from that same group of people, anyways. Gunnar winning tonight. Izzy, how do you know that? Did you hop into the DeLorean and travel into the future, watch the matchup, and witness Gunnar, Luke Ballmer retaining his title? Tell us. Tell us your thought process and how you came to that thought process. Inquiring minds must know.
These attacks are chipping away at him.
Yeah, Dominic becoming a true student of the game.
Inquiring minds must know. But Glenn, I don't know if you answered this question earlier, Glenola.
And stopping the pin there.
You might have been busy at the time, I'm not sure, but did you like the Gambler series with Kenny Rogers? And yes, before anybody asks, I am a Kenny Rogers fan. I like Kenny. I don't. People can say what they want about Kenny Rogers. That dude was. He had a great voice. That was the play. The director didn't want a Joker 2. Studio did, so the director made a bat. Yeah, that was fucked up. It's too bad too. Luke taking lessons from Doc Brown and Marty. Yeah, I know. Apparently he's traveling in time and collecting magazines, bringing them back for the purpose of betting. Which is ghastly, by the way. How dare you? That is cheating, Luke. Not sure. Would owning the whole series counted? Oh, you own the whole series, so I guess that's a definite yes. Definitely yes. Because, you know, individually they might not have been great movies, but together they all told a fun story, and together they made a good franchise. Together they were worth watching. So yeah, overall they were good. I thought so. But I'm also a Kenny Rogers fan, right? So I mean, there's that too. I think anytime you like specific people, there might be a little bias come into play, like, you know, Luke the Gooner and Mickey James, you know. I mean, you can't talk about other women wrestlers around Luke because Mickey's going to come up 1,000% of the time. What do you guys think about Roxanne Perez? No, Mickey James would whoop that ass. Especially if it was during her first run in the WWE, because her second run was disgusting. It was bollocks. I hated it.
Quick reflexes from Dominic.
I was trying to sound like Luke. I think I failed with that. It wasn't British enough sounding, number one. Actually, it wasn't British sounding at all. So, epic fail there.
Brainbuster. And from the top.
Epic fail there.
And a frog splash. What a move. This could be the end.
Shoulders are down.
And it's over.
Oh, look at that. That is it. That is all. Apparently, Zach Payne did not believe in Joe Hendry and put Joe Hendry down. So, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, the TWA World Tag Team Champions from Team Ace Hunter, it is Zach Payne and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Congratulations to the Eagle Club. Going home with the big W over the Coalition. Mickey James would choke. Oh boy. I'm telling you, if they continue the Batman, Barry Cogan is going to slam the Joker roll out of the park. He's already done it for a few seconds, and it was heat. I mean, as far as I know, filming for the Batman Part 2 begins in early 2026. You know, people keep saying that it's going to be... But, I mean, Matt Reeves and James Gunn have both already debunked those rumors, but people keep talking about it anyways. I don't know. The only thing is like, too much time passing in between. He was supposed to be playing a young Batman. You know, by the time the second one comes out, he's going to be, like, what, a year younger than Ben Affleck was when he played in Batman vs. Superman? So that really didn't work out. Now, the benefit of that is Robert Pattinson looks young still, so there's that. We still have that to work with. He's not exactly looking old as he ages. You know, I think he's almost 40 or is 40 or 39 or whatever he is. I know he's going to be around 40 or 41, I think, by the time 2027 rolls around, so do the math there, I guess. I have to get some food. This talk of Mickey James makes me crave bacon. Oh, no. You did not go there. It's fair, just a few minutes. In a few minutes. He looks early 30s? Yeah. October 1st, 2027 is the estimate. Yeah. Filming starts in early 2026. What I'm hoping they do is film Batman Part 2 and 3 back-to-back so that there's not such a gap between 2 and 3. Or that's the one that really runs the risk of not happening is 3. That's what I'd like. I'd actually, you know, because I'm not entirely sure why they delayed Part 2 as much as they did. I don't know really what's the driving force behind that entirely. I don't know if anybody else does. I can't recall reading anything that actually explained exactly why they were delaying it, but neither here nor there. I guess it has been. But I'm hoping maybe it would be nice if they would film 2 and 3 back to back. But yeah, they got to do something, because we don't want to have, you know, if we're going to have an old Batman brought into a story, we want Batman Beyond. And even given that, honestly, I want Michael Keaton in that role. I think Michael Keaton should be the old Batman that trains Terry McGinnis. I think. It looks like they might be adding him to James Gunn's verse instead of it getting its own... I don't know what I think about that, though. You know, there has been talk about that, but then they've also denied that. But then there's been other articles where they're like, well, we're not... You know, I don't know. Like, it's just one of those things... I don't know what I think about that, though, because I think it's better off on its own. I think it's better off on its own. New question of the show. Who plays Terry in Batman Beyond? Well, first and foremost, I hope we finally get a Batman Beyond. And again, I do hope they do use Michael Keaton. That would be badassery. But Terry McGinnis, that's a good one. Man, that's a real good one. Everybody else should get in on this question, too. That's a great question. Who plays... I mean, unless you're not familiar with Batman Beyond, I don't know who is a Batman fan and who is not, and who's, but who plays Terry McGinnis in Batman Beyond should it happen? That is a great one. I'm not sure at this point who I would want to play Terry McGinnis. There was talks of not doing a second movie because they were rebooting the movie universe, so they were not sure if it was worth making another one when they are going to make another Batman movie for the new universe. Yeah, I don't know either. As far as I know, though, Batman 2 is a go. I'm going to guess we'll never see the trilogy come to fruition. I think 2 might be the end of it. Or maybe that's when they just pull him into the universe, maybe, and make him part of that after the second movie. I don't know. I guess we'll find out sooner or later. Right? We're going to find out sooner or later. What about you, Strife? Who do you think plays Terry McGinnis? Glenola, is there anybody that you can think of that would play a good Batman Beyond? Terry McGinnis, of course, the new Batman. I know he went to get food. I guess I should probably re-ask that question at some point. I don't know if Luke is still here or if he's just lurking. Anybody else wants to answer the question, though? If you're a fan of Batman and you're familiar with Batman Beyond, who do you think plays Terry McGinnis? The Rock! Oh my god. Honestly, if Pattinson wasn't already Bruce, that would have been great for Terry. You know what? He kind of looks like the Terry from the cartoon series, doesn't he? If you think about it. Think of the Batman Beyond TV series. He kind of looks like him. But he's also too old now, too. Even if he looks in his early 30s, Terry McGinnis was younger than that when he became Batman, so... someone young and in shape, yet kind of gangly. Finn Wolfhard from... Hey, you know what? That's a good choice, too. Ace Hunter's not wrong, though. If Pattinson wasn't already involved and they were doing a Batman Beyond instead, he actually also does, resemble Terry McGinnis from the cartoons. Dylan O'Brien from Maze Runner and Teen Wolf. I liked that show, actually, Teen Wolf. I don't know if anybody else did. I think I'm still missing a season of it. But I actually enjoyed Teen Wolf. I thought it was cool. It wasn't, it wasn't too over the top. It wasn't, Terry was still in high school. Yes, he was. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And even if he looks like he's early 30s, he's too old to play Terry McGinnis. When he was younger, though, if he was a bit younger than that, But yeah, Dylan O'Brien's a good choice. Finn Wolfhard's a good choice. I like those choices. All right, let's move on. It is betting rounds time. It is the time for the final 3 matches of the show. And this is going to be one hell of a banger. Fatal 5-Way. Stephanie McCurr, Julia, Melissa Archer, Callie Carter, and Amber Extreme. Every single one of them former or current reigning defending champions, and they are about to get it on in a Fatal 5-Way contest. It is not elimination. It is one fall wins it all. So let me get a betting line open. I'll get back to the chat room in just a minute and see what I'm missing in the chat room. I gotta open the betting line first. Uno momento. Alright, let's see here. So, who walks out TWA Television Champion? Is it going to be Stephanie Vaquer? Is it going to be Julia? Is it going to be Melissa Archer? Is it going to be Dangerous Amber Extreme? Or the reigning, defending TWA Women's Television Champion, Callie Carter? As always, 10 minutes to make your bets. And there we go. Betting lines are open for the first match of the betting rounds. Who's it going to be? Who is walking out with the TWA Women's Television Championship? We all know my vote. Vote for what? Oh, for the match. Yeah, Callie. I mean, I would assume you're going to bet on Callie Carter. I would assume. To be fair, it would be rude if you did not. So during one of the next three matches, I'm sure that Minnie, she's probably going to pop back in. She's probably going to want to say hi and see what's going on. Probably ask some more questions. If you were here earlier, you'll know how much fun that was, because there was some true heel heat between Minnie Shee and Luke the Gooner 94. I mean, she was giving him a run for his money. First time ever on the broadcast booth she was. It was fantastic. But here we go. Betting lines are open. It's time to turn and burn. First match of the betting rounds. Again, it is Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Melissa Archer, Dangerous, Amber Extreme, and the reigning defending TWA Women's Television Champion, Callie Carter. We've got Team Joe Link, Team Ace Hunter, and of course, I believe Stephanie Vaquer. Who has Stephanie Vaquer? I believe it's Infinite Oni. Did Infinite Oni not... Did he not hire Stephanie Vaquer, or was that something? No, it was Variants of Strife. Strife, that was you, yeah? Vaquer is under your management, is she not? And also me for saying my favorite character is Scar. Yeah, that's right, too. Heel heat with both Mufasa and Luke the Gooner 94. It was fantastic. But Strife, that was you, right? You're managing Stephanie, yeah? That's what I thought. Okay. I thought so. It would be rude if I didn't vote for my client just a little. It probably wouldn't go well in the locker room, you know. You used to vote against Liv Morgan all the time, but it was Liv, so, you know, that was funny. It's hard to believe that Liv was, you know, she's had some great success this season so far. It's been crazy. It has been just a little bit crazy. But here we go. Fatal 5-Way. Women's Television Championship on the line. Let's turn and burn. Showtime and go time. What are you watching out there, tiny person? Huh? You guys sit over here. Here, you can talk. Luke and them aren't on the broadcast booth right now because we had an issue with it, but they can still hear you in the chat room.
Okay.
So this is our first match in the betting round, so people are going to bet on the match. Right now there's over 4,300 TWA coins in there, and they have to bet on who they think is going to win. You don't need that.
Okay, but Dad.
What?
Can you get me something to eat and pause my YouTube?
When we're done. This is almost done.
Okay. Have the
You
chat.
just had a snack.
I'm hungry.
Okay. But right now we're doing stop touching everything. They can hear that. Leave things alone.
Okay.
So you've met Joe Link before on a different, like when you watched before. So that's Joe Link's character. That's Melissa's character.
This is gonna fall.
Don't worry about it. Leave it alone,
It was
please.
meant to fall.
It's fine. That's Melissa's character, Melissa Archer. Strife manages Stephanie Vicaire, that's the girl in the middle. Julia, I don't think anybody has Julia. And then Callie Carter is Ace Hunter's wrestler. She's the champion right now.
Can I see the chat?
Yeah, I'm going to show you, but just pay attention. You ready? Tell them it's showtime and go time.
It's showtime and go time.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Ace Hunter says, "Oh, good. It seems that gloves have been fixed." Yeah, I heard there was an issue with gloves. I don't know if we encountered that or not. What was going on with the gloves?
The Wrestling Alliance Television Championship.
Through the smoke, the Dark Angel arrives.
If it only likely has Julia.
Universe.
He has almost everyone else redeemed, yeah. Odie has a huge roster of people.
Stephanie
Vicaire.
Vicaire. Stephanie Vicaire.
Right now, she's the reigning defending TWA 1 champion.
The first from her Chilean heritage in this sport. The championship.
The 1 championship is like a people's championship. People vote on polls of who they want the 1 champions to face. And she's right now, she's obviously the reigning defending champion. They added extra clothes to each character. Adds like 10 layers. Wow. Well, thankfully that's not happening for us.
The Dark Angel is always prepared to take her.
Thankfully that's not happening to us.
And she loves to add insult
At least not that I've
to injury
noticed.
as well.
Was it just wrestlers with gloves? Or was there other issues too? Because I don't know what other glitches there's been lately.
WWE.
I mean, I wasn't surprised they came out with another update. That was definitely needed, but...
And all the expectations.
And here comes Julia. Now that you mention it, I think Game Finanoni might actually have Julia. Let me have a look. I can find it really quickly.
When Julia first described seeing wrestling as a feeling like electricity surging through her entire body.
Knew it was her calling, just like she knew time was right.
Claimed superstars.
WWE.
Yep, Strafe had claimed Stephanie Vicaire. Undertaker for Gooner.
Looks like a runway model and hits like a sledgehammer. Causes serious
I actually
damage
don't
with
see
confidence and a smile on her face. And that's exactly why she's the beautiful madness.
I don't see a claim for Julia. I do not see a claim for Julia. So it's possible that Julia is unclaimed at the moment. She's the only one with gold in the old... Yeah, right? Only one I've come across. Just the gloves. Okay. Well, maybe that means it's been resolved.
This is a big-time opportunity, Byron, as the title will be on the line.
Maybe that means the problem's been fixed, and I'm okay with that, because, you know, I am tired of the issues from 2K this year. I mean, I'm certainly not the only one. I'm sure, you know, everybody is tired of the antics and craziness. Again, this has kind of been the most plagued version of the game since 2K20. 23 remains... I mean, they had to do some fixing with 23, but they kind of resolved it all fairly quickly that year. I think because there was still a lot of hype because they just about lost the contract, right? And then they got another chance with 2K22. So they were all over everything in 23 as well. But 23 ended up very workable, very user-friendly, stable. Then we got 24. You know, we dealt with 3 or 4 months of nastiness in 24, but then comes 25. It is now June 1st. And there's, you know, well, I don't know what issues are still remaining, but there's probably some. So far, we've had no issues today, and I'm okay with that. And there she is, the reigning and defending TWA Women's Television Champion, Callie Carter. Hopefully, because I was going to run a show tomorrow, and if it got messed up, yeah, I know, I hate that. I hate when things get screwed up, or you end up with multiple VODs, you name it.
Competent, Corey. And with good reason, Cole. When you're the champ, you don't have to worry about winning. You just have to make sure you don't lose.
You name it.
Champion's advantage.
All right, I'm just stepping away from the broadcast booth for a quick minute. I just have to use the facilities, but I'll be right back.
Representing the Outlaws from Sanford, North Carolina, the Captain Dangerous Ever Extreme.
Here we go, gentlemen. Huge title match coming up.
And a huge opportunity for the champ to prove to everyone that there truly is none better in all of WWE right now.
Perhaps the biggest opportunity of her career tonight, but she is more than ready for the challenge.
Here we go. Matchup is underway. One fall to a finish. 5 superstars all out for themselves. This is going to be a melee.
A melee of epic proportions, Cole. With these 5 superstars all vying to get the W, we're going to see some interesting alliances and possibly some even more interesting betrayals. This is not the type of...
We got to cover, guys, for the championship.
Crossbody.
All right, I have returned. All right, let's see here. What did I miss in chat? Anything? Oh, ghastly ad breaks. I apologize ahead of time. Everybody hates those ghastly ads. However, just like it says, you could subscribe. Nobody ever has to do that ever, by the way. Never a problem here. Anybody that's newer to the community. I mean, everybody that's already been here, they know. Nobody ever has to spend a single solitary dime to be here, have a good time, be in a safe place to have a good time with. Yeah, we might, you know, make fun of each other, and you know, sometimes it might even look like we're bullying each other at times. I feel bullied all the time, especially when Strife and Ace Hunter and Glenola all team up on me. But at the end of the day, we have nothing but good people here in our community. It is a safe place to be, to have a lot of fun, and continue to have great shows, great matches, and continue to hang out with very good people. So, for anybody that's newer, you sometimes have to get used to the villainy, but it is all in good faith. It is all in good faith. We do not have issues amongst one another. We all may have different opinions, and we all like different things. That's human nature, and it's part of being a pro wrestling fan. Everybody has to have their own opinions. It'd be weird if we all liked the same wrestlers, right? I mean, what wrestlers would make it in the business if everybody liked just one? So it's a good thing. It's not bullying, it's hazing. This is clearly a frat house. Sometimes it absolutely very much seems like a frat house. But we have some tremendous people, very talented people, and some great, affiliate communities, like NPW and EVW, HCW, OFW. I mean, if anybody hasn't been to HCW, which is, of course, Honeybee Wrestling, NPW, which is Infinite Oni, EVW is also Infinite Oni. We also have Oni Shinobi FU with the OFW. He's you know what Oni has. I'm talking Oni Shinobi here. I should specify, I guess, seeing how we have two fucking Onis. But Oni Shinobi, not only does he have a great community, but he puts on fantastic shows. And it's funny because people always say that they sound like I've got a radio broadcast voice, or that I should be doing commentary. I feel the same way about Oni Shinobi FU. I love going and just listening to him talk. That sounds a little weird, but he's just got one of those great voices. And but yeah, he's great shows, great community. I'm always get a warm welcome when I go there, and anybody else from this community that goes to visit and watch the show. So I really enjoy my time there. But we've got so many good people, not even just wrestling, like people that stream other things. Like, look at Glenola. Glenola doesn't stream wrestling. We all wish he would. Wouldn't that be cool? But, so far he hasn't had a wrestling show yet. But great streamer, great human being, Toya Hachi Joe. There's so many, Joe Link, he has wrestling shows, but he also streams other things. We have so many talented people, not even just streaming. I'm talking, artistically. We've got authors, we've got actors, we've got musicians. There's so many great people in our community. So many good people.
We're going to shut this down.
And that's a rare thing. That's a rare thing to be able to accomplish in the internet world, right? Because platforming, you platform, it doesn't matter what you're doing or where you are or what social media you're using, you can end up with nothing but pure toxicity. I've seen social medias shut down. I've seen channels close down because of problems within the channel, problems within the community. And we don't have that. We do not have that. And people that come in to try to start problems, usually I don't even have to say anything. Again, we have so many great people. Strife would say something, Ace would say something, Mufasa would say something. Like, there would be people all over the people that are causing the drama far before I even had to do anything. Far before I had to do anything. And they all have the ability to do that because they're trusted, because our community is such a good community. And there's people that literally have the keys to the kingdom, to both Twitch. They could do things to my Twitch account if they wanted. They could do things to Stream Elements. They have the keys to the kingdom. They can ban people without having... if any of my mods ban somebody, I do not question that. If somebody was to message me requesting to be unbanned because one of my mods banned them, I absolutely would not do so. I absolutely would not entertain that. What I would do is redirect them to the people that banned them, and they could beg for forgiveness, because I would never... they're trusted, and I would never question that trust by wondering why they might have banned somebody, because I know it's for a good reason. If they want to tell me, that's fine. But if I see somebody banned by one of my mods, I'm just going to giggle my fucking ass off. I'm going to giggle my motherfucking ass off, and I'm not going to lose a wink of sleep. Most times I argue with the person, then cool off. Yeah, I mean, it happens. We all have our moments and days. Strife says, we are the drama. Yeah, I mean, you guys are a lot of drama. You and the fucking Glenalians and Glenola. And y'all trying to corrupt Ace Haunter too, Ace used to always be on my side. Now from time to time he's trying to trap me in swear jars and cut the cords and all that shit. He was one of my favorites until you guys fucked him up. Way to go. Now all I got left is Mufasa. Mufasa generally doesn't cause too much villainy. Yo, what happened? I got to see the replay on that. I looked down for a second, and the next thing I know, the match was over. Good Lord. What went down? Oh, chair to the back. I mean, obviously we can tell who won the match. I just want to know what the hell happened. To me, it seemed like that match wasn't, you know, anywhere close to being over, and now, well, it's over. Oh, AKO. What is Stephanie Vaquer doing, utilizing an AKO? How dare she? Why is there so many bleeding replays? Good God. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad they're working again. And they show much better replays and better angles than they used to, but why so many? Why so many? Oh, look at that. Callie Carter couldn't get there on time. That's crazy. I wondered what happened. Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all. The winner of the match and your new TWA Women's Television Champion, and now your newest double champion, because she is also the reigning and defending TWA 1 champion, voted in as a challenger for the 1 championship, and she capitalized with everything she had and took that gold home. She is now a double champion from Team Variants of Strife. Stephanie Vaquer, your new television champion. Congratulations. Yeah, that's awesome, Strife. Like, I knew Stephanie won the match. I just didn't know how, because I literally, it was like I looked down for maybe 30 seconds, and all of a sudden the bell was ringing, and I was like, what in the blue hell? But Callie Carter, she didn't get back in that ring quick enough. She almost made it. She's going to want a rematch. I guarantee, she's probably already on her way to management, because let's face it, she did not get beat. Right? Stephanie Vaquer did not pin Callie Carter for that championship. She's going to want a shot at Stephanie Vaquer. Here's the thing. TWA's 5th annual, 5th annual Bash at the Beach is our very next stream per view. So who knows what's going to happen between Stephanie Vaquer and Callie Carter leading up to and or at Bash at the Beach, because I would imagine that's going to culminate at Bash at the Beach. I would assume. Well, 2 out of 3 is better than 1, I guess, but damn, I think Callie was going to be the one loss. What? I have to reread that shit. Well, 2 out of 3. WS is better than 1, I guess. But damn, didn't think Callie was going to be... Oh, gotcha, okay. Well, I mean, at least she didn't get beat. You know, she doesn't pick up an L there. She wasn't pinned, so that won't show up on her record, at least. Kron see me get angry on the No Holds Barred section in the Discord, but he was being annoying by ranting. Which one is Kron's again? I'm trying to remember who Kron's is. I'm trying to remember who that is. Alright, so I'll issue the payout for that. Here we go. Who was walking out with the TWA Television Championship? The winner, Stephanie Vaquer from Team Variants of Strife. Again, congratulations. She is a double champion. Absolutely fantastic start to Season 6 for Stephanie Vaquer, who just joined the roster and just joined Variants of Strife's management team, not to mention. Alright, there we go. Payout has been issued. 4,000 just to Variants of Strife. Nice. Chrono's saying, oh, okay. I think that's who Mufasa's referring to. Oh, Krondos. Krondos BR. You know, I haven't seen Krondos in a while. What's he up to? He used to pop around quite often, but then not so much lately. Not so much lately. I like Krondos though. I mean, he's always been when he's here and part of the community, we've never had any issues with Krondos. He's usually a fairly good bloke. What the fuck is Luke the Gooner doing, anyways? He's at the shrine again, or he's still worrying about Team Chelsea winning a trophy, or something of that nature. Probably the. I don't know. I can't remember if Mickie James was booked on TNA Mutiny today. So it could be one of those things. He hasn't seen enough Mickie James, so he is stuck at the shrine. Stuck at the shrine. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. But anyways, let's keep moving things along. It is co-main event time. And speaking of Luke the Gooner 94, here we go. Next match of the day. This is a triple threat elimination matchup between Karrion Kross, who's bringing Scarlett, bringing his wife to the ring. I mean, I don't know if that's a smart idea, really. I mean, you got the Gooner, Luke Ballmer, out there. You've got Oni, Shinobi out there. I mean, anything could happen. Why put her in harm's way? But Scarlett does like to come in tow, so she is definitely coming to the ring tonight. So, Karrion Kross, Oni Shinobi from Team Obi-Wan Shinobi, FU. From Team Oni Shinobi FU, and of course the Gooner Luke Ballmer from Team Luke the Gooner 94, who happens to be the reigning, defending, and new, by the way, because he just won that championship a short spell ago. TWA television champion. Let me get the betting line open, though. I just say Crons to put short and easier for me to say. Gotcha. With your stutter, I mean, we don't hear your stutter unless your fingers have a stuttering ability as well. I don't know how that would work. But even if we did hear your stutter, I don't think anybody would care. I don't think we have those kinds of people here that would sit there and make fun of you because your words aren't coming out exactly as you want them. You know what I mean? Stuttering is not a big deal, I don't think, anymore these days. There's far more important things to worry about than if somebody can say a word that begins with the letter S or T or whatever word they might be having a problem with at the time. Yeah, exactly. Not a big deal. It happens. And let's be fair. I think everybody stutters from time to time. I think everybody stutters from time to time. All right, here we go. Betting line's opening up. All right, so who walks out TWA television champion? Is it going to be Karrion Kross from Team Infinite Oni with Scarlett in tow? Oni Shinobi from Team Oni. I almost said Obi Shinobi again. And I want to say Obi-Wan Shinobi FU, I think. I think it's because I want Oni to be a Jedi. Or perhaps a Sith Lord is probably a better fit than a Jedi, I'm thinking, for Oni Shinobi. But for some reason, I want to say Obi-Wan Shinobi. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. It's actually annoying me, but for some reason, it is a thing. Oni Shinobi from Team Oni Shinobi FU, and of course, the reigning defending champion, Luke the Gooner 94. It is the Gooner Luke Ballmer. 10 minutes to make your bets. And there you go, guys. Second betting line of the night is open and ready to roll. Yeah, not a big deal. Yeah, I do a little bit. You stutter as well, Luke? Like I said, I think pretty much everybody in the world stutters from time to time. Just some people have a bit more of a challenge with it than others, right? But it's nothing to make fun of. It's nothing to make fun of. And there's nothing worse anyways than somebody with issues themselves making fun of somebody else that has some issues. It's like, I mean, why? You're making fun of a guy for a speech impediment? You need to learn how to bathe yourself. You know what I mean? I'm not saying anybody here or anybody I know. I'm just saying there's always those people. You know, it's like they never figured out that soap was invented, but they're sure making fun of that guy across the road. Say, know your role and shut your mouth. I don't have a stutter, but I do occasionally. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's, you know, a thing for everybody. I don't think it's just any one person in general. So, all right, here we go. It's time to keep the ball rolling. Down to our final 2 matches of the day. Co-main event and main event. There will be no go-home happy match today, unfortunately. Minnie She would like some food. It is dinner time. Actually, it's a little bit past dinner time. But she had a late lunch and she just snacked not long ago, so she's fine. And she'll probably come in for the last match just to say goodbye to everybody, of course. Back made a bacon, onion, cheese, and hash brown 3-egg omelet. God damn, that actually sounds really good, Glenn. Now I think I might know what I'm having for dinner. Minus the bacon. Because I first of all, not sure if we have any. Bacon doesn't tend to last too long around here. We will wrap anything in bacon, whether it's asparagus or chicken. Does not matter to us. Bacon is delish. It's funny because I'm not a big pork fan. Pork really has to be made right for me to eat it. Like marinate, because it's one of those things. I think pork is one of those weird meats. Like I can pick up a piece of beef and eat it without putting something on it. A piece of chicken without putting something on it. You know what I mean? A piece of goose, whatever. But for some reason, pork, I just feel like it's the closest thing to taking a bite out of my own fucking arm. It's just flavorless meat. I just find it does not taste good unless you marinate it or season it heavily. Which is fine. You know, I like honey garlic chops, stuff like that. I can't just sit down and eat a plain pork chop, though. Hot sauce and Alpine Touch. What's Alpine Touch? You got me with the hot sauce. I love hot sauce. Not really sure entirely what Alpine Touch is. We can't eat pork most of the time without getting sick. Good bacon is absolutely... Yeah, bacon is smoked, right? So it's different. You know? I mean, I'm not a big fan of pea-meal bacon. Which isn't really bacon at all when you think about it, but... Alright, here we go. Triple threat elimination matchup. Oni Shinobi, Karrion Kross, and the champion, the Gooner, Luke Ballmer. Let's go. You ready for this, Luke? It is Gooner time. And then our last match of the day is going to be an absolute banger. Last woman standing match. The great B. Jackson, the only 4-time Triple Crown champion, looking to become a 2-time Grand Slam champion today by taking the Legends Championship from the coldest bitch on the planet and the only sextuplet champion in TWA history, January Ultraviolet. It is Honeybee Wrestling versus Team Infinite Oni, live in the main event.
Just a prelude to the toll of man.
We always go on about January being the only sextuplet champion, and we're talking about Winter Swarm. What we forget is just as big of a part of Winter Swarm as January Ultraviolet was B. Jackson. Again, she is a 4-time Triple Crown champion. Do the math on that, folks. That is 12 championships. She is looking to become a 2-time Grand Slam champion. She has won tag team championships, world championships, pure wrestling championships, television championships. She has done it all. And, you know, being a sextuplet champion does jump you to the top of the line, obviously, in many people's views. But if you look at the greater picture, B. Jackson has held more championships than January. January just happens to be the coldest bitch on the planet. She just happens to be one of the most devastating opponents for any challenger to face. Whether it's a championship matchup, a non-title matchup, does not matter. January always shows up, and she shows up to fight. Today will be no different, but B. Jackson is on a mission. She is tired of the talk of January Ultraviolet. She is tired of the talk of Winter Swarm when she's had 2 successful championship-winning factions and teams since then. She is tired of all the attention going to Team Infinite Oni and January Ultraviolet. Today, B. Jackson looks to dethrone and squash the debate. Can she do it? January Ultraviolet just beat one of the toughest men in TWA history in the Wolfman Alan Severn, who surprisingly lost today, actually. I mean, I wasn't entirely positive that he was going to retain that championship, but he got eliminated quicker than I thought. Then again, so did Archer. Shawn Michaels, Archer, and the Wolfman all went out fairly quickly. It was kind of crazy. Yep, there's the raid messages. Number 1, which is exclamation point raid. When we go to invade, that is for subscribers. The second one anybody can use, so it's exclamation point raid 2 to paste your message and copy it. That way when we go invade and support another one of our community members, you guys can drop those emotes. So if you happen to be a subscriber, you want to copy this message. If you are not a subscriber, you want this one. Either one works well, does its job, and it sends a message that the TWA community is invading and supporting. Supporting is a form of love, you know. Oni Shinobi looking beastly as ever. He's had a back and forth start to his career in TWA. I believe he's sitting at 3 wins and 3 losses.
Here comes the double champion.
There he is. And if Luke the Gooner 94 has not watched yesterday's show, he's about to get a spoiler. He's about to get a spoiler. He is our newest double champion. He's the reigning, defending Action Zone Wrestling World Champion after yesterday's house show tournament. And he is also the reigning, defending, and undisputed TWA television champion.
The amount of pressure he's feeling carrying around 2 championships.
Yeah, the pressure is on when you have one
The
title.
Gooner Luke Ballmer, a double champion.
It has to be immense.
And a fantastic start to Season 6 for him as well. Double champ, that's right. Only 54 seconds left to get your bets in, guys. There's barely over 1,000 TWA coins in the jackpot.
He's looking pretty unshakable entering the ring.
Yeah, and whether he is or not, just appearing that way to your
He does look like a
is what it
superhero.
takes. And the champion knows that.
We wanted to make him unique to every other promotion. At least he doesn't look like Pretty Boy Luke Ballmer this year. He doesn't look like he should be on Vogue magazine instead of being in a ring. Here we go. Triple threat elimination time.
Take us anywhere. It's a falls count anywhere contest. No countouts and no disqualifications.
Callie just threatened to curse the TV championship. Well, Stephanie has it. She lost her mind. I mean, yeah, but the problem there is Stephanie Vaquer is part of the occult. And I mean, I'm sure that Humboldt could probably counter or remove the curse. You'd have to talk to Strife or Seraph or Virgil. I'm not sure how that would work.
He's got that look in his eye.
You could try to do that. You know, it's not like Humboldt doesn't curse things all the time. He's got a real bad habit of doing that. Brings him great pleasure too, which is, you know, disgusting. It's a disgusting thing. It is ghastly, if you will. Selena Warner, she's not... Did you see Selena's match? I can't remember if you were here for that, Ace. Selena debuted today, matchup number 2. I feel like you might have been here, though. I do feel like you were here.
Looks like he has something planned with his table, guys.
I don't want to know.
Or did you come in after that? I can't remember. You're definitely going to want to watch that match. Selena had a great match.
A wave of hard-hitting offense from him.
He looks incessant.
It was a great match.
I look at this aggression, just pure brutality.
Come on, easy.
Look, the most intelligent competitor in a battle knows that there are
don't
many
even know.
roads to victory, including the low road.
Let's see. I'm just looking to see where we might be destined to travel to once the show is through.
Threats mean triple the action.
Moon Raider is live.
Climbed in the ring.
I was watching some YouTube videos. That might be fun. Oh, RMP Wrestling, Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling is live.
A blank canvas.
So Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling, they do, of course, a live wrestling show, and they even stream it on Twitch and on YouTube, I think. But Yadin RMP, like, very good. He likes. I think he plays mostly retro games most of the time. But I haven't visited him in a while. And if you guys have questions for him, he would absolutely answer them. Because he not only runs a promotion, he's also a wrestler.
Oh, she's removing the turnbuckle pad.
He's also a wrestler. You saw the match? Being here's this match. What? Okay, I thought so. I wasn't entirely sure, though.
And he turned it around.
I kind of thought you were.
Boom, what impact.
He thinks he has it.
I kind of thought you were.
No shoulders up.
No Carlito in 2 weeks. Sad day. You think Carlito will be gone in 2 weeks?
Had the foresight to get out of that one.
Or there's been no Carlito in 2 weeks? I don't know what you're trying to say there, Jack. Because wasn't Carlito just on TV? I think he was on Monday Night Raw, was he not?
Megaphone. And he's staggering to his feet.
Hey, Jack, seeing how you're here, what's your favorite movie or movie franchise?
Quickly, the
Carlito just announced his departure?
And the champion avoids the 2 count.
Oh, okay.
The 2 at this point has got to say something.
I still feel like a lot of these people are just going to turn up in TNA. I really do. No Carlito? That is cool. Well, Carlito's one of those people that I think really needed a mouthpiece. They needed a Paul Heyman because I think his in-ring ability is far better than the character he plays.
That's triple threats for you. You're going to get beat up along the way, no matter what.
Here he comes, sliding.
It's between Friday the 13th and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Truth fired, Carlito missing, Triple H hates peak comedy. Yeah, I think we all know that Triple H has never been a big fan of too many comedy skits during a wrestling show.
This is still anybody's fight.
But you know who we need? Danhausen. If they're gonna have somebody else around for the new generation for comedy relief, Danhausen, first of all, is fucking hilarious, and second of all, he's actually very good in the ring. You know? I think Carlito is going to just go back to Puerto Rico and retire, honestly, because it took a minute to be able to get him back into... Yeah. And now they've just done nothing. I hope this means that the Judgment Day is falling apart completely, because Again, I was not a fan of the Judgment Day. To me, Judgment Day died when they took Edge out.
Maybe now is the time to try and get some distance.
Yeah, those are both good choices for movies. So those are favorite movies, though? Okay. So you're a horror movie buff. We need more managers, honestly, because you can't just Paul Heyman... Or, sorry, you just can't put Paul Heyman... Exactly, yeah. No, managers need to make a comeback. I absolutely agree with that. Managers used to be such a big part of wrestling, whether it was tag team or singles, it didn't matter. And they need to make that a thing again, because I think a lot of the managers were probably better talkers than the wrestlers anyways. And I don't think every single wrestler should have to be a talker. You know? If they want to eventually improve and become one, that's fine, but I don't think they all need to be one. We need to have wrestlers. Bring back Miss Hancock. Fuck yeah.
Cross menacing the competition.
Bring back Vicky Guerrero. Wouldn't that be something? If Julia Hart leaves AEW, she should be a manager for Aleister Black. But she could still throw down. Yeah, absolutely. Even AJ Lee. I'd like to see AJ Lee create a group of her own. I don't care if she ever wrestles again. She can if she'd like. She was good in the ring. But I think she would be a great manager, a great mouthpiece, a great asset to whatever tag team she's working with. Also, you have Scarlett, who can wrestle Amit. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Scarlett's awesome. They never did enough with Scarlett. Vicky comes back and manages Dominic Mysterio. Fuck, that would be funny. I think the only manager so far that can go back and forth with Heyman is Zeb Coulter. Yeah, Zeb Coulter was way underrated. Way underrated. I mean, unless you're going to bring up, like, you know, people like Jimmy Hart. But the problem with Jimmy Hart is he was never nitty-gritty. He was just he's always been a fan favorite, fun-loving kind of manager, right? So I guess you can't even really throw him in the mix, but he can talk. He can definitely talk. All right, they call him the mouth of the South for a reason, but Zeb Coulter would be. You know what I didn't like when he was with. Now I can't think of his name for some stupid reason. Who was Zeb Coulter most recently with? Why can't I think of his name? I can picture him. I can see him. He was actually a good wrestler, but he had zero charisma. And he could not talk on the microphone well. No, not Alberto. Damn it, what's his name? Nope, not Ryback either. I actually liked Ryback. It's too bad that he became one of those overinflated egos. What do we got going out? See, we got like a conference going outside the ring here. What are people doing outside there? Can we get some action, please? What y'all doing? We might have to have some interference by the gods, I think, here. So I guess they didn't fix everything, did they? Jack Swagger, thank you. All right, hold on here for 1 second. Whoops.
Back into the ring here.
There we go.
Doomsday son.
The gods intervened. Let the games continue. I hate when the gods intervene. It means we've done something wrong. Something went wrong somewhere. The gods had to get involved. Yo, Glenola, thank you for the subscription. 36 months. Currently on a 21-month streak. That is crazy. Give me Jim Cornette. Him and Paul back and forth. Oh, yeah. You know what? If you could get Jim Cornette back into the business. Well, he's never really, I mean, he's kind of sort of in the business. Like, he still very much, you know, lends his voice to keep everybody educated on what's happening in the business, etc., etc. But to bring him back onto TV would be fantastic. Give me 1 second. Sakura, what? Why are you knocking?
Kick out, still has hope.
The sands of the hourglass are dwindling for Cross, and he was able to flip it.
This was the moment to capitalize on. That should have been the end.
Good Lord. But yeah, I would love to see Jim Cornette.
Whip back into the ring.
Who else is somebody that would because I don't even know who's still, as far as good, solid managers go, I don't know who is still active.
What a barrage of stops.
We need a return of the Brain. Yeah, that'd be cool. Bobby the Brain Heenan was easily one of the best managers of all time. And commentators. And commentators. Everybody always talks about Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross, and don't get me wrong, they're fantastic. But Bobby the Brain Heenan on color commentary was fucking fire.
Get this back into the ring now.
Yo, Slapdash invading the compound with 10 villains. What's going on, guys? Welcome in. Appreciate you for being here. Welcome to episode number 639 here for TWA. Wrestle Wars Genesis. We're in our co-main event of the day. It's a triple threat elimination matchup between Oni Shinobi, Karrion Kross, and the reigning defending champion, the Gooner Luke Ballmer. TWA Television Championship is on the line. But what's going on? How was your show? I'm assuming everybody had a good time. You're off to bed. Have a great one. Well, we appreciate you for stopping by. Lurk away. Get some sleep. Do some after show maintenance. Whatever you need to do. One thing JBL, the one thing JBL could do was talk. Yeah, JBL wasn't an overly good wrestler. He was just basically a bruiser that could talk really well. I do agree with that. He talked very well. I mean, everybody liked JBL. He was fun. You know, he always told a good story in the ring, and he was part of some great feuds. But as far as wrestling ability goes, he wasn't great, but he was definitely a grade A talker. You know who else was Jesse Ventura. It's too bad we couldn't bring a young Jesse the Body Ventura into the future. I kept wanting to say into time. Into the future.
Stepping out of the ring here.
But yeah, Jesse the Body Ventura was fantastic.
Focus up now. That barbed wire back to the head.
Wouldn't it be funny if Vince McMahon came back and was just a manager? Wasn't owner, didn't own any shares, even though he does own some still. I think he still owns around 8 million shares or something like that. He's already cashed out in over 1.5 billion of those shares, but could you imagine Vince McMahon strolling back in? But he's only there to manage. I mean, no, the problem is even if they did something like that, nobody would buy that. They'd be like, bullshit. The sirens would be going off everywhere. People would be screaming that he's back into ownership of the business, etc. Mauro Ranallo, yeah, he was great. He was, well, I don't know if he was bullied by everybody, but I know JBL had fun poking fun at him for whatever reason. I didn't really care for that. Oh, shit! Are you kidding me? Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all. The winner of the Triple Threat Elimination Matchup and your new TWA Television Champion from Team Oni Shinobi FU. It is Oni Shinobi going home with the gold. He's your new TWA Television Champion. Congratulations to Team Oni Shinobi FU. And look at this, he's going to get back-to-back pins here, watch. Gooner from behind with a Cody cutter. Actually, it was a Crossroads. The fuck am I talking about? Karrion Kross looked very impressive in this match as well. I feel like Karrion Kross is on the brink of a breakout. And I don't know, maybe Team Infinitoni might have something going here because, you know, he wanted to make sure that Scarlett accompanied Karrion Kross to the ring. And he wrestled much better with Scarlett out there tonight than he did the other night without. So that's interesting. Luke just dancing instead of breaking up the pin? Yeah. But, I mean, he was also eliminated, was he not? Because this is an elimination match. We eliminated Luke and Karrion Kross.
He came for the title, and he got it.
He had the championship mindset.
It would have been awesome for Mongo to be on. Yeah. I'm surprised, actually, that never happened. There he is, Oni Shinobi FU. We talked about him earlier. If you're not already following, make sure you do. He's got one hell of a sexy voice. He's got a great community and a great wrestling show, so you don't want to miss out when he goes live. Can we get a shout-out for Oni Shinobi, please? Glenol, are you here? Or Jack, Ace Hunter, anybody else who wants to shout-out Oni for me, please? Big win for Oni Shinobi. He is your new TWA Television Champion. I'll issue the payout for that. Again, if you're not already following Oni Shinobi FU, make sure you do. You're actually doing yourself a disservice by not. He's got great people in his community as well. Like I said, he runs a great show. And he will serenade you with his sexy voice. He might even, if you're lucky, he might even sing you a song. He might even sing you a song. You might have to pay him, but it could happen. I'm not saying it will happen. It could happen. There's a probability cause there, you know? Alright, let's see here. Winner of the match. Ooh. 1.9K on Karrion Kross, eh? Interesting. And there we go. Oni Shinobi. 1,000 goes to Team Glenola. Congratulations, Glenola. Oni Shinobi says, doubtful. I may have a sexy voice, a great show, and a great community, but fuck you, Archer. I am not singing a damn thing. I mean, you know, the cursing wasn't pleasant, but okay. Whatever. Be that way. He sang for you in French? Nice! I mean, you know, French is a thing in Canada. I mean, it's actually becoming more of a thing at the moment because of the whole unity thing for Canadians. Things are a little weird these days, you know? Because most Canadians, not a fan of French. But after everything that's happened over the past several months, everybody's very united. It's kind of strange. It's kind of strange. Not that I have a problem with the French people in general, in my, you know, personally. And Quebec, by the way, a beautiful province. Probably one of our most beautiful provinces. They got so many great camping, you know, places to camp and hike and go whale watching and so many things. Beautiful, beautiful province. Schiavone and Tenay would be great. Yeah, Schiavone for sure. I wasn't a huge fan of Tenay, but Schiavone, that guy, he should be in WWE. He should be in WWE. Without a shadow of a doubt. Alright, here we go. We're entering our main event of the day. Again, congratulations to Team Oni Shinobi FU. Oni Shinobi, the new TWA television champion. So far, we have had 3 titles on the line and 3 new champions. What's going to happen in our main event? Again, the history is so great between these two competitors. They have so many championships between the two. January and B. Jackson at one time, known as Winter Swarm, won every single championship in the women's division. B. Jackson became a Grand Slam champion. January became a sextuplet champion. The rest of the story is B. Jackson has not been a Triple Crown champion once. She has not been a Triple Crown champion twice. She has not even been a Triple Crown champion 3 times, but 4 times in her TWA career. Tonight, she looks to become a 2-time Grand Slam champion by defeating and dethroning the coldest bitch on the planet, January, from Team Infinite Oni. It is Team Honeybee Wrestling versus Team Infinite Oni. Legends Championship on the line. Last woman standing. So let's get the final betting line of the day open. And I'm going to drop shit and make some noise. So who walks out TWA Legends Champion? Is it going to be B. Jackson from Team Honeybee Wrestling, or the coldest bitch on the planet, January, the reigning defending Women's Legends Champion? 10 minutos to make your bets. This is a good one, guys. This is going to be a banger. Open those big, fat wallets. I don't know how to say that name, so I'm going to call you Sky. Welcome in, Sky. Appreciate you being here. What's doing exciting? How was your day? Welcome to episode number 639 here for TWA. Wrestle Wars Genesis, you've made it for our main event between 2 of the baddest women on the planet, the great B. Jackson from Team Honeybee Wrestling, and of course, January Ultraviolet from Team Infinite Oni. It is going to be a banger. The Legends Championship is on the line, and of course, B. Jackson looking to become a 2-time Grand Slam champion here. Alice Blade is still your longest rating WCW US. You're never going to give that up. I mean, WCW has been defunct for how many seasons now, and you are still gloating about Alice Blade holding on to that championship. It's funny shit. I mean, he's not wrong. You know, she was the very last WCW United States champion. All right. Let's get the ball rolling. You know what I just noticed? That triple threat elimination match that we started out with turned itself into a normal match. Did you guys see that on the screen? If you watch the VOD later, you'll notice this triple threat elimination. But what happened was we had to, the gods of TWA had to intervene to keep the match going smoothly. And when we did that, it seems that it changed the match type. That is fucked up. Rose Brewer is the winningest. She's definitely the winningest, yeah. She is definitely the winningest. At least for now. You know, there's a few people catching her. Amber Extreme being one of them. Amber Extreme definitely being one of them. But Archer Feared Wolfpack Championship Wrestling. Is that what you're going with? All right, here we go. It is time, guys. Betting lines are open, so open those big fat wallets. Get your bets going. And it is time for B. Jackson versus January Ultraviolet. Let's get the show on the road. It's time to turn and burn. Former teammates, allies, foes. They've done it all. Together and by themselves. Tonight, January, the only woman that has ever defeated the Wolfman Alan Severn, one of the toughest men in TWA history, and the great B. Jackson, the only 4-time Triple Crown champion and looking to become the only 2-time Grand Slam champion. Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll.
The following is a last woman standing match and is for the Wrestling Alliance Heritage Championship.
Showtime and go time. Let's see how much time's left on the betting lines here. So you still have over 6 minutes to get your bets in. There's only 310 TWA coins currently in the jackpot. But you have 6 minutes to get your bets in.
Obviously a lot of pride for her that comes
Who's walking out Legends champion?
You know what they say, though, Cole? Pride comes
Hey, wait a minute.
before
I
the
thought they
fall.
could come out with all 3 of their belts now. I thought they fixed it so that you could come out with 3 belts. Because as you can see, she's lacking one of her championships. Interesting. Because she's also a tag team champion. Well, she's got the one tag team championship.
Think of what her accomplishment means to girls everywhere.
Let's see here.
Female competitors are even more inspired by
Is it
seeing
Action
her
Zone Wrestling or
with 2
TWA
titles.
Underground?
Just an amazing accomplishment.
It's not
With
Underground
the women's
because that
division being
is
so fierce,
the
double
Social
titles means
Outcasts.
Double the list of challengers gunning for her.
It is the Action Zone Wrestling tag team. Okay, so, yeah. But I thought they made it so you could come out with 3 championships. Probably broke it last up. Yeah, probably. Trying to type one-handed while holding onto the keyboard. Wolfpack. Oh, okay. What did I miss? Oh, okay. Well, I knew what you meant. Now that Tables is back with the pack, he may soon again.
Remember, guys, the title is on the line.
Chairs with the occult, Tables back with the Wolfpack.
Might just be the night the title changes hands.
I mean, they are a scary bunch of dudes. They are a scary bunch of dudes. The Wolfpack has always been one of the most feared factions in history. The reigning, defending TWA Women's Legends Champion, January Ultraviolet.
She's been a great champion thus far.
This is going to be a banger. It is last woman standing.
Tonight.
Remember to stick around for the invasion so we can show some love and support to our other community members. Again, if you are a subscriber, oh, look at that. It's going to pop up by itself there. You're going to want to utilize that and copy and paste those emotes for the invasion. If you are not a subscriber, you're going to utilize that one.
Introducing the challenger from London, England, the Wrestling Alliance Underground Pure Champion and one half of the Wrestling Alliance World Tag Team Champions, B. Jackson.
The great B. Jackson.
And her opponent from Knoxville, Tennessee.
I don't know, what do you guys think? Let's see how the betting lines are going. There's now 2,229 TWA coins in the jackpot.
The champion thrives in these situations.
All right, I'm going to be right back.
Will be tested.
Give me a couple seconds here.
Big fight feel. History can be made here tonight.
Opportunity is knocking for one competitor to remain the benchmark, or for another competitor to change the whole landscape of this place.
Made famous by the Miz. She knew how to
Goodbye,
evade that.
everyone. This is
Lock
the
it up.
last match. I had really fun with you guys in the stream.
Aggressive shove there.
And
she
see you
was
next
ready with the
time.
We're locked in reversals here. Neither competitor
I
intimidated.
don't know when my dad's gonna end the thing, but
Gaining some
yeah,
more
bye.
control here, pushing their opponent to the corner.
Big right hand. Ooh, forearm.
Just punishing their opponent.
Exclamation point. Connects. Saw it coming. Uh-oh, getting ready to elbow drop. Oh.
You know, a last man standing match isn't just about knocking your opponent out. You have to physically incapacitate them to the point that they can't get back up for the 10 count.
And sometimes that takes more brains than brawn, Saxton. We've seen a lot of last man standing matches end in unbelievably crafty ways over the years. And that's because these matches aren't just about brute force.
Yeah, it actually takes skill to be the last man standing.
Flat out power.
Wow.
A deadlift military press.
Holy moly.
And a slam.
The champ is digging deep, using every last drop of power.
Claymore.
And now she's being overwhelmed by this attack.
Her flame is flickering, but hasn't gone out.
She's locked in, about to go for the kill.
Watch out.
A terribly risky move, and it did not pay off.
Icarus could have done it better.
Here we go.
Crossbody
To the floor.
fearlessly soaring to the outside. My goodness.
Doing whatever it takes to eliminate the competition.
You got to wonder if there's more animosity in this match than we previously thought.
Tossed back into the ring.
She's pumped. The WWE Universe is pumped. I'm pumped.
She keeps on talking, but is she actually going to deliver? And back into the ring she goes.
Ooh, what a forearm club. Ooh, slows that down with a well-placed kick. Ooh.
Shot to the patella. Uh-oh. Patella drop brain buster.
You can tell she's got her right where she wants her. Uh-oh, we know what's next. The last shot.
The challenger might have what it takes to win this.
Evades the attack. Drives a foot into the stomach.
All right, I have returned.
Right after the neck.
She continues.
Minnie She was jumping on just to say goodbye. She had a good time. She had fun talking to everybody, and I think she had a blast at the beginning of the show, though, when she was able to deliver that heel heat with both Team Mufasa and Team Luke the Gooner 94. Talking about some charisma, very charismatic on the broadcast booth. She was very impressed.
Looking for a little more breathing.
But she had a good time. Appreciate everybody for being good to her while she was on the broadcast booth. I really appreciate that. Not that I would expect different from anybody, but I appreciate that because she had fun. So
That can make an opening for her.
I figured it out, by the way. Your emotes can only be used in your channel. That's why it doesn't work for me.
Gloating for the world to see.
I'll have to figure out how to change that to make them globally used, I guess.
Might need a better plan soon.
So I guess you have to be a subscriber either way to use the emotes.
Counter. Saw it coming. Big boots.
Because like Glenola will probably be able to use the
She
emotes
puts the brakes on that.
type of thing, you know what I mean? Way to go, Minnie She. Keep up the villain energy. Yeah. Yep, she gave Luke a run for his money.
Vicious.
And even had to go at Mufasa.
Looking for a figure four.
Because Mufasa happened to say that his favorite character was Scar from The Lion King. And she did not like that because Scar killed Mufasa. And his name is Mufasa, so what is he doing? What is he thinking? That was hilarious. That'll be a highlight for the show. Other than Infinite Oni snoring, of course. Which we got clipped. We got that clip, so we now have a Christian Cool sawing logs during a TWA show, and now we have Infinite Oni.
Nice sweep of the leg.
Hell yeah.
She's firing up, getting the crowd behind her.
I don't get this.
B. Jackson celebrating a little too early here. It's only a 5 count.
Competing in a match here. Referee's count at 7.
Only a few seconds
What the hell?
left.
What is even going on? Wow! What?
Title change.
Wow!
Let's take another look at these women.
Like, I know B was doing well, but really? That's crazy. She took out January that quickly? Wow, that's insane. That is just pure insanity. I expected a banger of a match that might have lasted an hour long. I don't know, maybe not an hour long. There might be just a little bit of embellishment there. Slight exaggeration of my expectations. But I expected a banger of a match. B. Jackson did not play games. She got in there, immediately went to work, and just flat out outclassed January Ultraviolet. So, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match and your new TWA Legends champion and a 2-time Grand Slam champion from Team Honeybee Wrestling, and of course representing the League of Nations. It is the great B. Jackson going home with the gold. Congratulations to B. Jackson and Honeybee Wrestling. Wow, did not expect that one. Did not expect that one. I mean, the way it happened, at least, I'm not saying that, B wasn't going to beat January, or January wasn't going to retain her championship, or any of those things, but it was last woman standing. Absolutely trashed January Ultraviolet. That is insane. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all for episode number 639. Wrestle Wars Genesis is an absolute banger. 4 championship matches, 4 new champions. Couldn't ask for a better show. Make sure you watch the VOD. There's definitely things you're not going to want to miss if you've missed them. We had Minnie She on and off throughout the show. Had some great heel heat with Luke the Gooner and Team Mufasa, I think within the first 30 minutes of our show. But what a great show it was. And our next show, of course, will be TWA Underground. I believe that's going to be Thursday night, but we're going to have some Action Zone Wrestling house show matches in between. Appreciate everybody for being here. We're going to go visit Yadner MP. He is the owner of Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling. He's also a professional wrestler, plays retro games. He's a fantastic human being. Let's go show him some love and support. Either way, it's that time of day. You don't have to go home. You do have to get the fuck out of my channel, however. Goodbye. Au revoir. A biento. See you later, fuckers.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming on in with the raid, it's the Archerverse. Let's try that again. Here we go.